is the goal.
I love this.
Okay. The soldier's kind of like, what the fuck? And just like, and then you like, he's pulling up his firearm, and you just kind of like tackle into him, and roll to. I just want you to roll your, we'll say acrobatics. Roll it like an acrobatics to try and like push him out of the way, get him out of the way.
21 on my specialty, acrobatics.
Okay, so you actually like dive into this this guard, and he's falling backwards, and he just clips himself in the nose with his firearm as he was trying to pull it up, and he just like falls to the ground, bops, like slams his head really hard on the ground, and now he's just bleeding from the nose, but now unconscious.
Just like you planned.
Just like we drew it up, buddy. Why don't you come on back? And he sucks Lenny back into the Pokeball. And then also, let me check the guard for anything that might be useful to me later on. For instance, credentials and or maybe that gun.
So you can see on the gun is a very intricate system on the handle. I just rolled a check of what the guard would actually have on him. On the gun itself, though, you notice that the grip of the gun has a very unique patterning to it, and it might not necessarily. Actually, you know what? Do we have a what is it, technology? Do we have something like that?
You could do like an investigation.
Arcana.
Give me an investigation.
7.
Okay, so that's good enough because it's just kind of that obvious. As you're searching, his hand kind of slumps off of the grip of the gun, and you notice that there's a pattern on the grip of the gun that also matches a very bizarre marking system on his hand as well. So you're not confident that picking up the gun would serve you, or like you're not sure what would happen, but clearly the gun is bound to him in some fashion.
I leave the gun. What about like a badge or a credential?
You do find a badge. It's a laminate with a clip. It's actually right on his left chest pocket. And the name is Dusty Dugnut.
Dusty Dugnut. Putting that in my key items. Dusty Dugnut. Is that capital N? Capital D, capital N? I assume so.
Of course. With 8 T's.
And does it have a picture of him on it?
It does not. It does not. It does have like a kind of a cereal bar, like a cereal. A barcode? Excuse me. That's what I'm looking for. A barcode to it. But you don't know what reads the barcode. It's a barcode. But it doesn't have a picture on it. It just says Dustin Dugnut barcode, military police authorization level 3.
Okay.
Nice.
Jimmy takes off his food safety inspector badge and pins the ID to his lapel and strolls out of the helicopter and into the locker room.
Okay, so
And as Jimmy kind of catches up to June and gang, June is like, "What the hell? What happened? Where were you?"
I was just having a chat with my new friend, Dusty Dugnut.
Okay,
That's all.
what the hell does that even mean?
Don't worry, we're good to go. Let's get inside.
Show that you're really lying, spoopy.
Right.
I mean, you don't have to. You all enter through the double doors, as you mentioned, Tins. It says locker room. As you go in, there's clearly a sign: men to the right, women to the left.
Oh snap! I guess the gang's splitting up.
I go to the right.
I mean, you don't have to. It's your old shit. You can do whatever you want.
I go to the right.
June goes to the left.
Mortimer goes to the left.
So we'll start with Mortimer goes to the left.
Mortimer can't read.
Jimmy grabs Mortimer
clearly
by the sleeve and pulls him over to the men's
Mortimer
room.
goes left.
No, he's pulling you.
This is for y'all to sort out. I'm going to let you resolve this however you choose.
June puts her hands up and turns Mortimer around at the same time Jimmy's pulling him. And she straight up says, men's room is that way. Morty? Are we calling you Morty?
I mean, you can call me whatever you want. I want to go left. I'm not big on right turns.
June puts her hand around Morty's shoulder and says, you understand there's not really a choice here. You want to blow a cover, walk right into the women's locker room.
How do you know it's the women's locker room?
It says women right on the... Oh, you can't read. Jesus.
I think it's safe to assume there'd be the symbology, too. Like, there would be the stick figure thing with a dress or whatever. Like, yeah, I didn't think this was going to be a point of contention, honestly. I didn't really...
Number one, those stick figures up there by those letters look a lot like the stick figures here in my little journal. So I was just confused. And then he just turns around and goes... follows Jimmy.
Cool.
Okay.
There you go.
Cool.
Something that should have been 12 seconds. Joe, I feel every ounce of terror that was the first season. So we're going to start with June. June, you're the last individual to walk through into the women's locker room. And you just smattering everywhere is just a row upon row upon row of lockers. You're kind of entering on the far right of the room is a door. You perceive to be out. Obviously there's one door in, the one door is out into the manufacturing, and there's just rows and rows of lockers. You see people changing into kind of like the honey bunches of oats, kind of like hairnet, like white jacket, plastic gloves, the whole nine to kind of get ready for their work shift.
June's gonna kind of like brush up against a few of the lockers, try to be as nonchalant as possible, look around, like nod, smile, point, do that kind of thing, all the while testing the doors to see if there's one that maybe someone left unlocked.
So you're just kind of like trying to open a locker, like subtly open a locker?
Yeah, but like secretively. I'm not like trying to pull hard on every door I pass.
Okay, well, so there's an old lady just sees you kind of like jostle one, and she turns, she goes, "Is it your first day?"
And June shrugs her shoulders. She starts to look a little nervous on purpose, be like, "Is it that obvious?"
It is. Nobody can find their locker the first day. The new people usually have their stuff stored at the end. Let me show you. And she walks you around to like a row of lockers where nobody's changing. And there's like 5 lockers in a row that have kind of the uniform laid out and in lockers that are unlocked. And she goes, "Did they give you a lock yet? They should have given you one before they brought you out here."
No, I came right off the helicopter. I must have gone with the wrong group. I didn't see any orientation staff or anything around.
Oh my. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I have an extra set of clothes in my locker that you can wear, but just make sure I get it at the end of the shift because I'll need it to wash it for tomorrow. And she like scampers back to her locker and then comes back and hands you hairnet, kind of like this big white overcoat, some like a set of kind of like dishwashing gloves, like those rubber gloves that kind of go up to your elbows. And she hands all that to you. And she goes, "Once you change, just go through that door on the end, the door that you noticed before. And I guess they didn't tell you who to meet up with?"
Nope, sure didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want me to ask around for you then? What's your name?
Oh, no. I'll find it myself. You've been such a great help. I didn't catch yours.
I'm Ethel. I've been working here for 30 years.
Oh, Ethel, what a fantastic life you must have had so far. I'll take it from here, but I'll remember your face. We'll see you out there.
Okay, good luck. And she kind of like, wait, like scampers out the door, waddles out the door, and is not to be seen again. So the locker room's kind of clearing out. June, you now have an opportunity to change. You don't necessarily have to physically change into the uniform. You can kind of just throw it on, whatever you got, however you want to approach that.
June's going to put it on top of her clothes that she's wearing right now, but she's definitely going to try to look the part. So she's going to throw everything on.
Hairnet and everything. Hairnet, gloves, all
Yep.
right. So we'll jump over to Jimmy and Morty, Jimmy and Mortimer, and you guys kind of are met with the same situation unknowingly, but you guys are the last ones in, and it's just rows upon rows of lockers, and a bunch of guys like changing into those kind of like white smocks, hairnets, rubber gloves up to their elbows, getting ready to start their shift.
Jimmy, clearly we need to get some of these outfits these guys are wearing. I've got a plan. I'm going to create a distraction, and then you go and try and get some for us. And then that way we can maybe change and go in and, like we're a worker.
Well, let's get you a uniform. I'm going to stick to my grift here, but let's get you a uniform.
I mean, I just don't think they're going to let... I mean, I guess. And Mortimer starts... He slips off his boots and then pulls down his suspenders and just drops his pants. And he kind of just walks into the middle of the room. Hey, everybody, who's got my coveralls? Somebody must have picked them up because I put them down on the bench and they're gone. And so now I'm just standing here in my t-shirt with no underwear on, like I'm an old guy at the YMCA.
So the first thing you hear is somebody in the background going, and then one person's like, "Hot damn, old man, what are you doing? We don't wear overalls around here."
I said coveralls.
It's a long coat. It's a long coat. Jesus Christ, how they hiring new people that are older than the people retiring? This is bullshit. And just like ruckus starts. Just people are laughing, and some people are kind of gagging because they smell your feet. And
can Jimmy do a perception check? He wants to, while all the ruckus is going around, he's looking for like anybody who's like half dressed and has like a visible like key fob or access card or anything like that we might need to like open doors inside the facility.
Sure.
13.
You just see the white kind of like, again, like long jacket smock things, the gloves. You see some people have personal items, but nothing that seems to reflect any value to you within the confines of the plan itself, like nothing that would advance your agenda in here. You do notice, however, there's the rows and rows of lockers, and at the end, there's a row of about 5 lockers where nobody is.
I'm just gonna creep over there and take a look in the lockers while the commotion is going on.
So in those lockers, those 5 lockers, you kind of see the similar thing to what June experienced. It's kind of like the new member orientation lockers. It has just the hairnet, the white long jacket smock, and a set of gloves, and they're unlocked, kind of as for the new people as they come in to change into and then put their lock on the locker.
Okay, well, he grabs it, sets it on are there like locker room benches?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So Jimmy like surreptitiously points down to the bench, and then he walks over to the group of workers, and he's like, all right. Everyone calm down in here. Dusty Dugnut, Military Police, Food Safety Compliance Division. What seems to be the issue here?
Oh shit!
And he's looking not at Mortimer, but at the crowd, accusatorily.
Oh shit! They brought in the fancy shoes. Everybody be on your ones and twos, boys, and they all just start fucking laughing at you. They just don't. They could care less who you are. They don't care.
Mortimer walks over and starts putting on the little coveralls.
Hey, fancy shirt! Get fuck out of here, fancy shirt! What do you think you can get in the workers' locker room for? And now, like, people are just kind of like booing you and heckling you. Like, you are clearly, because you're military police and because you are FSCA, like, they have no fucking respect for you. Like, they don't like you.
Well, I expected them not to like me.
Like it's one of those things. We'll say this in my mind, the way I visualize it, like if you're a military police member with a firearm, they'd have like a reason to be afraid of you. But since you're just kind of like a well-dressed person that's military police, but in the food, the food division, they're like, what a fucking, like, no, fuck this guy. Absolutely not. And they're not like physically assaulting you, but they don't have respect for you.
But are they looking at me while Mortimer is getting dressed?
Yeah, like you have their attention, like you're the new focus.
All right, well, mission accomplished then. Jimmy ignores their jeers and says, well, we'll see what your supervisor thinks about all this, and then strolls casually out of the locker room.
As you're strolling out, I need you to roll a d20 with no modifiers.
18.
Sucks for you. You're going to take 1 psychic damage for mental abuse. For verbal abuse.
Okay.
Like, you said it didn't bother you, but like walking out, you're like, how, like, that kind of bothered me. But you don't know why, because you're not Dusty Dugnut, you're Jimmy, but like, you're like, that was kind of rough. Mortimer, you're all changed up. Where do you go?
There's another set of coveralls there, though, right? In one of those lockers?
There's no, like the big smock thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Jimmy set them out on the bench for you. You would have seen like how the whole outfit, he just kind of like threw it all on the bench for you.
So once I finish getting mine on, I grab another set and kind of stuff them down the back of my pants so it looks like I have that giant old man ass. And then just kind of get in line to follow everybody else through the doors.
Yeah, like you guys go through the door and somewhat of you guys are fairly close together, I feel like, at this point. Like him taking the jeers, walking out, you changing. You guys are kind of next to each other. And for the sake of, obviously, those events happening at the same time, you guys kind of burst out of doors very close to each other, and you guys are able to come back together if you so choose. You do see each other, no perception check necessary, coming out of the locker room. And I'm going to send you another quick picture of the rest of the interior of the building rather than describe it. Okay, so for the sake of description here, you guys come out of the locker room. To the left is this enormous kind of like food processing machine that's kind of like just like squeezing out like a biscuit or whatever, a brownie onto a conveyor belt. And there's 3 conveyor belts that kind of make that zigzag pattern that lead to the far end of the room, which is a packaging station. And there's different employees lined up in different spots. Some doing visual checks on the conveyor belts, some facilitating the packaging, some stacking for the packaging onto pallets, some people monitoring the food processing device. And across from the conveyor belts, you kind of see a boxed up elevator. And then to the right, you see a room with 6 glass windows that are kind of hard to see because it's like the furthest point across from you. But there's a few military police individuals in there, with just a bunch of monitors that maybe seem to be watching the manufacturing ground floor.
I think June is gonna walk out there and see Jimmy and Morty, but she's gonna look out for Ethel. Actually, rethinking the situation and maybe thinking if her guise is I'm new here, she might be able to get away with a little bit more questioning and maybe some antics. So she's going to go try to find Ethel, especially since they kind of have the same outfit on. She thinks they've got to be on the same line. So she's going to look out for her.
Okay.
And try to join in.
So you see Ethel, she left a little bit in front of you. You see her walking down the middle. She's walking down the first conveyor belt, but makes her way to the second conveyor belt, and seems to be maybe one of the visual inspectors of the product on the line. Not a lot of manual labor for Ethel. She's older, so it kind of seems like she's on the visual inspection end. But she's on that middle conveyor belt there that you guys see in your picture. And obviously assume brakes in the conveyor belt so you guys could maneuver from one to the other, like assume however you want to, how that would work.
So she kind of points, she taps her on the shoulder and stands next to her. She says, Hey, Ethel, I changed my mind. You know, you've been here for 30 years. I'm new here. I want to learn from the best, from someone who's got experience. So what are we doing here?
And she turns to you and says, well, did you clock? If you're new, you couldn't have clocked in. Did you check in at security so they could get you paid? That's the first thing. You've got to get paid. They will not pay you. You will work forever. They won't pay you.
I figured maybe this first day I'd just test things out, you know, do some volunteer work, and then if I really like it, you know, maybe I'll stick around.
Getting paid in exposure.
She looks at you and goes, honey, what the fuck are you talking about? And like snatches your wrist and starts walking you towards the security office.
Okay, yeah, she follows. She doesn't want to blow it. All right.
So you guys make it to the security office, and Ethel knocks on the door. Hey, you need to pay this girl. You need to pay this girl. And guy opens the door, and she goes, Ethel, what do you need today? And she goes, you need to pay this girl. She's new, and she didn't get her punch card. And the guy looks at you and goes, oh, sure. Name, I guess? Like, why doesn't she ever whatever. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I came off the helicopter. I must have got lost. I didn't have anybody, with me to show me where to sign in. My name's Tina Wright.
Tina Wright. All right. Ethel, get back to work. Tina, please step inside the door and stay right there while I try and find your file. And, the security guy walks by another one and goes, Jesus Christ, and just kind of fucking Ethel again, and walks like to the corner and starts like typing on like the far end computer. While you sit there, like a couple moments pass. I want you to do we'll do a knowledge check. I want you to do a knowledge check.
Just a straight intelligence?
Yeah, please.
All right. No modifier. 12.
That's fair enough. So you see the monitors, and you see the wires going from the monitors to just a set of just keypads, and you notice that the monitors are linked to cameras throughout the facility, and you kind of recognize that there's one in each top corner of the facility, as well as two that are moving back and forth along the conveyor belts, almost as this like they're floating camera devices. But there are cameras there, and then there's another screen that you see, and you don't know where this place is, but it's on a lab facility that's just an open room with workbenches, mitering tools, just heaps of wires and equipment and other things of that nature. And you see two people just kind of working in there.
Okay. I'll soak all that information in.
Tina, are you sure you're supposed to be working here? The guard turns around. Are you sure you're supposed to be working here? How did you get in here? I have no record of you.
From outside of the room, June and Ethel and this guard can hear, oh God, and somebody call life alert. And Mortimer's kind of just like rolling around on the ground.
And where are you doing this?
So when we all came out, Mortimer kind of approached one of the little packaging lines. Mm-hmm. And he's by one of the packaging lines just on the ground rolling around. Somebody call life alert. Oh, I think I'm having a heart attack.
June kind of looks at the security officer. She says, that seems like a workers' comp claim in action. You better take care of that.
The guy that's on the computer just turns to the other guards like, Jesus Christ, Dennis, what's going on out there? Go check it out. And he just like unhurriedly gets up out of his chair and like saunters past you. And the guy that's working on the computer, we'll call him Dean and Dennis. Dean is like, look, lady, can you just stay here for a second? I need to go make sure Dennis doesn't mess anything up, because the last time we had a workers' comp claim, it came out of both our paychecks, and he darts right past you, kind of pushes you out of the door, and then closes it behind him and locks it. So you're just outside the security door. It is locked, and Dean and Dennis are now heading towards conveyor belt number 1.
Oh God! I can't see. Some life alert! Life help! Somebody help me! He kind of gets down on all fours, pulls out his Pokeball, and releases Ghastly in an attempt to incite
Oh
panic
my God.
throughout all the workers.
How is Ghastly going to do that?
Ghastly is going to erupt from underneath the conveyor belt, and can I use mean look on like multiple people?
For the sake of what you're trying to do, I think that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to try and do.
I want you to roll like an attack roll. So put the move stat bonus, whatever it is, roll a d20 and do the move stat bonus. We'll do it that way.
+2, so 7.
Okay, so 2 people around the Ghastly just shriek and start running towards the security office, just screaming bloody murder. What is that? Oh my God! And they're just taking off towards the security. They're shoving other people out of the way. You might not have impacted a lot of people with the mean look, but the ripple effect is starting to grow pretty wide. And people are just in disarray. There's something in here. There's something in here. And then other people are yelling, blah, 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 ran over me. I'm going to need to take 2 weeks of short-term disability. And it's just snowballing. And Dean and Dennis are just getting overwhelmed now with people. And finally, they kind of like force their way out of the security office. And they're like, all right, everybody, calm down. Somebody tell me what's going on here.
While they're distracted with that, Jimmy gets on the elevator.
Okay. You're in the elevator. There's G for the floor you presume you're at, and then 1. And then below that, there's like a key card reader.
I anticipated this being an issue, if you recall, but I did not find a key card. Jimmy gets off the elevator. Well, hold on. Is there anything in the elevator that looks like I can fuck with it and make it work? Actually, how about this? Jimmy has an epiphany. He goes back into the elevator and he waves his Dusty Dugnut ID in front of the thing.
In front of the card reader, a light kicks on green.
Yeah! He doesn't say that out loud, but he thinks it. And then he presses, I don't know. You tell me what happens now.
There's a big group around the security guards.
Yep.
Right now, kind of like getting their attention.
Yeah, it's just a complete kerfuffle in front of the security guards.
Can June try to kind of scoot back and join Jimmy in the elevator?
Give me a perception check to see if you would have noticed Jimmy working within the elevator.
Oh yeah, okay. Natural 20.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Mortimer got a 4, so he's still rolling around on the floor playing with his Pokeball.
So June, you notice what's going on. You can make your way over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna join Jimmy.
Wouldn't June be passing by Jimmy or by Mortimer, going off our diagram?
Yeah. I mean, I think So what I was getting at was June was gonna go into the elevator with Jimmy, see that Morty wasn't there, and then look back out and go grab him, while chaos ensues.
Yeah, and as June grabs Morty, I recall Ghastly back into his Pokeball. He's a magical genie, I guess. I don't know. And follows June onto the elevator with Jimmy.
Okay. Jimmy, you scan the key card. The thing blinks green. And there's only G, the level you're on, a button for G, the level you're on, and a button for 1. So I presume you or 2, excuse me, or a button for 2. So I'm going to presume you press number 2.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't know there was another button. I pressed the button.
The elevator kind of rumbles to life in acknowledgement to the badging of the key card there. The elevator rumbles up and just kind of slide apart once you get to the second floor. And in front of you kind of opens up. You just kind of get dumped down to like a 20-foot by 40-foot wide lab, and it has multiple tables, mitering tools, a small crucible, reels and reels of wire, battery packs, computers, piles of parts, old and new, and just tools haphazardly strewn everywhere. And at the far end of the room, there's 2 researchers in very long lab coats poring over something on a table. And when those elevator doors open up, the 2 researchers just whip around to see who's coming through the door.
Okay, Jimmy strolls out, and so these look like doctors, right? You said lab coats?
Yeah, lab coats. I called them researchers, but, given the tools around, they might not be doctors in the fix human people sense, but they might have doctorates in, for example, some technology-based thing.
Okay, Jimmy walks out. He's like, doctors, I'm glad you're here. We've got a situation.
They, both of them, snapped around when you walked in, and a tall, just kind of rail thin researcher with like Coke bottle glasses is just looking at you and is like starts like kind of like skittering in shock. His like thick black matted hair just kind of falling in front of his glasses, and you just hear him. How did you get in here? Security. And
No.
he runs to the intercom on the wall.
Jimmy goes, wait, Dusty Dugnut, Military Police, Food Safety Compliance Division, and flashes his badge out of his pocket again, points to his lapel where Dusty Dugnut's thing is, and he's like, sir, please, we can't have a panic in a situation like this.
Roll a deception check.
If he fails this,
22.
okay.
The guy starts slowing down, and he's like, I had no idea Dusty Dugnut was with the Food Safety Commission. I thought he was a helicopter pilot. And he's just now like really confused. He's like, he's like mumbling, like, is there more than one Dusty Dugnut? And he's just
Doctor. Obviously, I could not be in my capacity as an undercover food safety inspector if I told everyone that I was an undercover food safety inspector. Now listen, there's not time. And he puts his hand on his shoulder. We've been getting some very strange readings upstairs. Some very volatile gases. I'm sure you know a thing or two about that. And what I can tell you is they're heavy gases and they're seeping down into the subfloors. And it's a major fire risk that is putting us all at risk right now. I'm going to need you to point me in the direction of the generator and head on up out of here.
You're going to have to do another deception or persuasion check, whichever one you want, at disadvantage, because now the other researcher is like tuning into you.
June is rolling the Pokeball around in her pocket.
With disadvantage is a 10.
Not the researcher you're talking to, but the female, the other researcher kind of snaps around and she's like, it's a brownie factory. What gases are you possibly talking about? And she looks past you and she goes, there's no line workers allowed up here, Dugnut. This is a fucking problem. Who are you?
And June steps forward and releases Aaron quickly to the side and says, Bud, lock him up. And Aaron slams to the ground and kind of like unleashes this tiny, adorable roar. And suddenly these rocks appear on the sides of the lab workers and just barrel towards them to try to cover them in this tomb of stones. And I think I can actually only use this on one target, but I'm using Rock Tomb.
Okay.
To try to enclose and lock these guys down.
So you have the male researcher that's by Jimmy, and then the female researcher that is the one that addressed Jimmy after he spun his lie. Which one are you two?
Whichever one is closest to the intercom.
That would be the male researcher, because he's the one that ran over to it.
Let's do that. Hopefully, maybe that'll at least block the path towards the intercom for the other one. He needs to make a strength saving throw, and the DC on that is 12.
Okay, so that's a 14.
Okay. He's not contained, but there's a bunch of rocks everywhere now.
Okay, so upon seeing that...
Jimmy, by the way, inserts himself between the researchers and the intercom. He's standing in front of the intercom, and he pops out
the
as well.
One researcher that was initially running to the intercom is like, we need to call security, and he starts kind of like moving towards the intercom, and the rock the rock tomb kind of sprouts in front of him, and Jimmy kind of cuts him off. And the female researcher, she just kind of whips around, and her blonde hair just kind of gets in her face, and she goes, "Ha! Real security. What are you talking about? The power we have lays in Pokemon. Go, Staryu." And she just reaches into her coat pocket and throws a Pokeball that cracks open into a Staryu. So Staryu is just a brown-looking starfish with kind of a gold plate and a red gem in the middle. Once Staryu kind of pops out, and I'm pretty sure it's like voices like, which is really weird, but whatever. It does that noise, and the nervous male researcher that was heading towards the intercom, he reaches into a pocket. He's like, I don't know if this is a good idea. Gothita, protect me. And he just kind of like sheepishly chucks out a Pokemon, or his Pokeball, and out pops out Gothita. You're maybe gonna have to look this one up, but it kind of has like a round head, blue eyes, purple face, kind of like a black top, white kind of like bows on its head. White.
It's like if Betty Boop was a Pokemon and couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
And Goth.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Betty Boop if it was Goth and a Pokemon. So both of those Pokemon are out, and I think it's time to roll some initiative. Welcome back to another episode of You Meet in a Tavern Presents Void. I'm your Pokemon Dungeon Master, Kirk Dubé, alongside Joe, Brian, and Chris Nasty. I think we just figured out why I don't do these intros. So, Joe, I know you know what the recap is, and I've also listened to the episode. I think you did the recap for episode 2 and also for episode 1. So
It's possible.
So you know what? Let's just keep it going. Joe, what happened in that?
I can read Joe's recap that he sent us.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Brian,
there you go.
Let's here we go. We rode Dodrio to the food plant, bickered about what entrance to go in. Jamal fought a pilot on the helicopter that dropped off a bunch of the employees, grabbed his keycard. Morty tried to enter the women's locker room. June met a nice old lady. Morty started a fight. We went to the main room and took way too long to find out how to access the elevator secretively. June saw a bunch of camera shots of different floors and large laboratories and computery stuff. Morty went on life alert and released his ghastly. Yo caused a panic and allow us to get upstairs. A couple of scientists spotted us, and now we're about to battle.
That's pretty.
How did I do? Did I do good?
That was great.
Well.
That was really solid.
I didn't remember what Joe sent being that long, so kudos to you.
And then he said, "Did I miss anything?" And just nobody responded.
No one responded, so I guess that's no.
I responded 4 hours later. Sounds good. After 6 more messages came through. Okay, yeah. So you guys came into that kind of that research lab type thing. The skinny male scientist with Coke bottle glasses kind of went to the security call, to like the phone on the wall to call security. Jimmy had a pretty good ruse going on with him, but the female scientist was not bought into that plan. I believe saying it's a fucking brownie factory. What gas are you talking about?
They got very volatile gases in cooking. Very dangerous workplace.
So yeah, now it's a Pokemon battle. Gothita from the skinny male scientists was thrown out, and the strong female scientist threw out a Staryu. So I believe the episode ended with me saying, let's roll initiative. So let's do that.
Dope. June got a 21.
Mortimer with a 3.
9.
So June, you're up first. Then it's going to be the female scientist, then the male scientist, then Jimmy, then MF and Mortimer Finch.
All right, sweet. I think just thinking back to when we recorded last, I think June was Aaron like threw a rock tomb somewhere over by the man.
Correct. Did nothing. Now there's just like rocks strewn about.
Right. That's right. Happened. He escaped. But the idea was she was kind of looking towards that and seeing this guy run towards the security panel before he has a chance to kind of like do anything. So she definitely wants to position like Aaron. She's going to yell out to Aaron like, Aaron, get between them. Get between him and that panel. And Aaron kind of rushes over there to kind of block the scientist and Gothita's way, and I'm gonna have Aaron use a metal claw on the Gothita. So Aaron kind of like rushes over with his little stubby legs, jumps in between them, and then lashes out with one of his paws that you just see these claws kind of like pull out, and that's going to be a 17.
That is going to hit. So describe it, and I'll kind of have the scientist react accordingly.
Aaron just kind of rushes forward and swipes across, and you just see these kind of like visual slash marks across the sky, right in front of Gothita, leaving some marks, and that does 9 steel damage.
So as Aaron's making his way to kind of get in between the security panel and the kind of nervous Nelly like male scientist, he's already backpedaling. Like he's in full flight mode, but like fighting only because he's afraid like the female scientist is going to get on his ass for not trying to do something, is kind of where his mental state is. So as he backs up, Gothita has a little bit more of her wits about her, and she turns to receive the metal claw. It's kind of a bruising hit that slides Gothita back and kind of takes her by surprise as at how kind of strong and vicious the attack from Aaron came through. The female scientist kind of in the middle of the room snaps her head and sees Aaron with that attack. Here we go again. Staryu, water gun on the Aaron. And Staryu goes, blah, 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 whatever it's a voice thing it does, and kind of spins around and like tilts the top point of its star-like body and fires like a jet stream of water right at Aaron.
Shit.
And that is a 15.
That'll hit. And I am vulnerable, so you're going to be double damage.
So that is 12 damage into Aaron as the water gun snaps it right on its side and kind of careens it into the wall. Since it was getting close to the wall to get near that security panel, it kind of gets shot into the wall and kind of bounces off.
Nice.
And now it's the male scientist's turn, and he's just backing away. Has Gothita get its attention to Mortimer, who's kind of the last person in between him and the elevator. So he turns at Gothita, on the ghastly, use confusion. And you see Gothita's eyes kind of turn purple, then like glow pink and kind of like snap out a white sheen. And the confusion is pummeled towards Rick Ghastly. So that's an 11. An 11, Brian.
Does not hit?
Okay, so the kind of weird confusion bobble that's fired out of the eyes of the Gothita just sails right over Ghastly and kind of poofs into the wall behind you. And Jimmy, you're up.
Jimber Timber. I should have called Timber Jimber after me.
It's not too late.
That's a missed opportunity. No, yes it is. Yes it is.
Lenny, aka Jimber, is gonna use Pound on the Gothita. That's a monster 8.
8 is not good enough.
Coming in hot. All right.
So tell me how this shapes up with Jimber, aka Lanny the Timber.
He just, I'm gonna say he swings his 4x4, and she just ducks. It just goes over her head.
Mortimer, you're up.
Having Rick Ghastly just dodging this confusion just barely, Mortimer looks over at Rick Ghastly. He's not going to confuse us. Let's use the hypnosis thing. The hypnosis that what's the Gothita?
Close enough.
No.
Oh, that
This is
wasn't
Morty.
a question.
He's still doing Morty.
We're role playing here. We're role playing.
I wrote them down this time so I could actually
Reference them. Okay,
reference
good.
them, and then just say them
Speak and spell them out.
incorrectly. I'm sure I spelled it wrong. Gotheda.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but I wrote it down like how you pronounced it, so I could at least try and say it incorrectly. So yeah, we use hypnosis on it.
All right. Roll it up. Or is that's a wisdom save?
That's a
actually,
wisdom
right?
save. Yeah, against my move DC, which is a 12.
Okay. Natural 20. So Gothita is not asleep.
All right then.
Hypnosis rings through, and Gothita just glares back at the Ghastly and just gives it the under the chin F you, not today. The male scientist getting a little bit more confident, seeing how well Gothita is holding her own in this battle. But we're back at the top. June Collins, you just had Aaron get crippled by a water gun. Where are we going
Yeah,
now?
that was a little rough. Although, since we bonded, I had 10 temporary hit points, so she's only down 2, truly. But, June's a little pissed off that her bud just got blasted with this water and isn't feeling great. So she looks down the Staryu and she tenses up and her eyes close a little bit, and she just very low voice says, "Bud, shake it off. We're taking this thing down." And Bud shakes his head to the right, shakes his head to the left, and water kind of spews across the walls as he picks himself up and rushes towards the Staryu. And as he does, stones from behind him, where he threw that rock tomb, lift up again and soar, fly past him as he's running towards the Staryu and try to surround this starfish Pokemon. You have to make a strength saving throw. The Staryu does.
Okay.
DC of 12.
So that's a 6. So Staryu did not pass that
Hell.
strength check.
Yes. All right. So you're going to take 5 rock damage,
Okay.
and you are grappled and restrained, but you can make a strength saving throw, DC 12, at the beginning of each of your turns to kind of release yourself from the rock. But these rocks soar past Aaron and just collide with the Staryu, knocking it over and piling on top of the Pokemon.
Okay. The female scientist just starts to chuckle. She's like, "You clearly don't know what Staryu's capable of. Staryu, rapid spin, get out of the rocks and hit that Aaron."
I don't like that.
So the Staryu begins to spin kind of under the rubble, and you just see the rocks quickly just start getting shot all over the room as rapid spin allows it to automatically get out of being grappled. And it's going to be an attack directly on Aaron. An 18.
That'll hit.
This is a pretty bad matchup for us.
For 4 damage, but I think you have it because it's normal type attack.
It's a normal
What's
attack?
normal type?
Rapid
Oh, that was
spin,
rapid
yes.
spin. Yeah.
This is a great
Yes.
matchup for us.
So Staryu gets out of being grappled and manages to clip the Aaron for 2 damage.
Nice.
And we are back on the male scientist's turn. So the nervous Nelly scientist, Gothita, pound and then tickle it. So pound was a natural 20.
Wait, against who? Me?
Jimber the Timber.
Jimber the Timber. A natural 20 will hit.
Okay, so that's 8 damage. on the pound, and then the tickle is a reaction. It's a bonus action. You turn your melee attack into a playful tickle, so essentially it's a vicious Gothita pound followed by a little goo. And it forces Timber to make a Constitution saving throw on the move DC 12.
14.
Okay, great. So next time, for reference, if the tickle would have succeeded, you would have flinched.
Okay, cool.
And Jimmy, you're up.
Timber, having bonded with me, takes no actual damage from that last attack. Turns to me, gives me a little wink and a finger guns. I wink and finger guns back. And he then twirls the 4x4 over his head and gives Gothita another pound. And that is a 13?
That just hits.
Nice.
5. So he just hits her. He hits her square. No ducking this time. He hits her square in the ribs with a big pop. And she goes,
Gothita, not being that big, gets knocked back a little bit from there, creating a little separation between Gothita and Timber. Over to you, MF and Mortimer Finch.
I just got that.
Oh no, Rick. That Gothita's looking a little sick. Why don't you fly over there and hit her with a lick? A 19.
That hits. Now, what type of attack is Lick?
Lick? Lick is a ghost attack?
So Gothita is vulnerable to that, so you'll do double damage.
5, so 10 damage.
Sick.
Ooh.
And on a natural roll of 18 or higher, she becomes paralyzed?
Well, you
Didn't you say
said
dirty 20?
You said it. No, you said you got a 19.
Right.
I don't know what your bonuses are.
It's just 1.
Okay, so you rolled an 18.
Yeah.
Nice.
hell yeah.
And Rick takes off flying real low to the ground, and with Gothita bent over, just as soon as he kind of reaches her, he just kind of flies up and just licks her face as she's bent over, and then she's standing straight up.
So Gothita kind of like becomes rigid as a board and kind of like careens backwards and hitting like flat backing onto the ground, kind of like shakes her out, but you can tell she doesn't have full mobility. And we are going back to the top of the list here. June Collins, you're up.
All right, so June is perplexed by this Staryu that just flung rocks everywhere, but she is still focused in on the opponent, Aaron as well. And June yells out to Bud, hit him with another claw! And that is going to be a 14.
That just hits.
Sweet.
Yep.
All right, so that's going to...
What type of attack is
This
this?
is a steel attack.
Okay.
That's going to do 6 steel damage. So,
Okay, so
Aaron...
hold on
Yeah.
1 second here. It's actually 3. Staryu is resistant to steel.
Oh, balls.
So I tell you this now because you noticed that the strength of the attack didn't land as true as maybe it would have seemed.
Okay, yeah.
But tell me how it looks.
So Aaron lunges forward, like, lands on one of the rocks, and then jumps off the rocks into the Staryu with the steel claw unsheathed, and just slams forward towards the Staryu. But as his steel claws kind of like graze against the gem, it barely leaves a scratch, and you can tell that it didn't do a whole lot of damage as the Staryu stands strong. And June's like, "It's all right, we'll get him."
The female scientist is kind of like cackling now. She feels like she has, the other two are dealing with Gothita, but so she kind of feels like it's a one-on-one battle against June, and she just feels like she's got you completely out-muscled in this matchup, and she's just kind of cackling with laughter. Staryu, come on, water gun, finish this thing. So that's a 10.
10 will not hit, motherfucker.
Suck on that, mean lady.
So just the top point of the star points down again, and a stream of water shoots out, and Aaron is just able to kind of, it's hot from the rock to rock. It just kind of bounces right over it, of being able to avoid the full force of that attack. And we're over to the male scientist with Gothita, and he notices that Gothita has some problems, but he's kind of resorting back into that nervous nature. Gothita, are you okay? Can you try a pound? Pound on the timber. And that is a 15.
That sounds probably good enough. Yep. That is higher than 12.
Oh, hold on. I have to actually. I rolled to hit, but I have to roll the d4 first, right?
The paralyzed D4. Yeah, if you don't roll a 1, you're good.
That's a 1. So never mind. Gothita coming through. Gothita coming through kind of rears back for to kind of do like a full body assault onto Timber, and all of a sudden, as the she's throwing her weight forward, just kind of like locks up and just kind of like freezes into place, and then kind of tumbles over as she flat back before, and then pops back up and is back to being alert. And we are to Jimmy.
Jimmy can kind of see that even though they're kind of in a draw right now, that Aaron is kind of having a rough go of it against Staryu. So he's gonna, and Gothita seems to be in hand. He's gonna send Timber over. Give him a low kick.
Low kick. I'm sorry, on who? Staryu.
Staryu.
Okay. I just want to make sure I have the right stuff on.
That's an 11.
11 is not high enough.
Yep. Up. He's just gonna slide right on by.
And then the Staryu just kind of like twirls in the air over the kick. And Mortimer Finch, Morty Finch, you're up.
All right, Rick. Looks like we're on our own with this Gothita. Let's try and lick it so we can stick this sucker in the ground.
Damn.
That's a 4.
That is no bueno, friend. That is not gonna land. How does a lick miss here?
Show the patrons what it looks like.
All right. So my microphone is Gothita, and I will, in this instance, be Rick.
No, this is so uncomfortable.
For the listening audience, he did not lick the microphone.
I did not lick. I missed
Unsuccessful at licking the microphone.
Patreon.com/YMIA.
Go ahead and drop now.
So a stunning licking miss by Rick Gasly and Mortimer Finch. In what should be a heavyweight matchup for the ghost-type Pokemon just seems to not quite work out, and we are back to June Collins.
So June kind of still stuck in place, still eyes focused on the Staryu, and its trainer, the female scientist, sees Timber run over and just yells to Jimmy, "I got this! Bud, more rocks! Crush it!" And Bud once again lifts up these rocks around it to slam down towards the Staryu. So that's going to be another strength save, DC 12.
Natural 1.
Fuck yes.
Ayo.
So Staryu's going to take 10 rock damage as rocks again just lift up from the ground and soar down and pummel it, knocking it to the ground covered in stones.
So you just kind of hear, and it's gem kind of in the middle. Maybe that first scratch didn't leave a mark, but definitely where Aaron hit the gem last time with the Staryu is the first couple rocks start to hit it. You kind of see the gem in the middle of its chest start, in its center, start to crack. It is down, but it is not out yet, and the female trainer is up. And she runs the same gambit as before. She has to prevent her Staryu from getting buried by this rock tomb. Staryu, rapid spin again, and then try and put some space between you and Aaron. So that's a natural 19.
Yup, that'll do it.
And then this is a normal attack again, so...
that was the plan.
3 damage.
3.
And then you see the Staryu kind of bound itself, through its spin, kind of through the attack of Aaron. It just kind of uses as a glancing blow by it to kind of create just a little bit of separation. It's still within melee distance, it's just further away from the rocks now. And that puts it up to the male scientist. Gothita! Try and use confusion on the Ghastly again. That was a natural 18.
Did you roll your 1d4?
Oh, shit. Nope, I did not. So, not paralyzed this time with a 2, and I'll re-roll the attack here. Natural 18 again, so that stays. and that will hit for 10 damage.
You're dead.
It's super effective too, isn't it? Did you calculate that?
Vulnerabilities, dark, ghost, and psychic.
Okay, so that is I mean it's double the dice than the modifier, right?
Yeah, super effective is double the total damage.
Okay, so take 20. Whatever, fuck you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently. Thanks for the help, guys.
Super effective is double
Very-
the total damage.
Good teamwork right there. Everybody got involved in that one.
Okay, so
That's why I said it was a bad matchup. You should have hit with the lick.
so you were confused for 3 turns.
Sick.
Meaning,
So after selecting a move to activate and spend PP on, you must roll a d20. On a result of 9 or lower, the creature hurts itself in confusion for an amount of damage equal to its proficiency bonus and may not make an attack. But the trainer of a confused Pokemon may still take an action. On a roll of 20, it's no longer confused.
If you click on add status effects,
Yikes.
it's all the way at the bottom on the app.
okay.
However, think something to consider, which I don't think we took into consideration last time, is attacks on Gothita get advantage because she's
Oh,
paralyzed.
that's right. Paralyzed. Yup.
So we'll make sure, we'll say you auto pass this first round of confusion since you didn't get the advantage on the attack last time.
Nah, we're gonna let Rick Ghastly die.
Is he
I mean,
dead?
that's our goal.
No.
That's the
Gas-
objective.
He's not dead.
We'll be Rick Gaseous.
Jimmy, you're up.
Okay, so Jimmy saw that Aaron was in a little bit of trouble, ran over, tried to help, failed. Now Aaron seems to be in good shape, so he's like literally teetering around the room with the fucking 4x4 just kind of carrying it with his momentum. He's gonna pirouette back over the other side of the room and give Gothita a pound. No, he's not. He's gonna miss. It's a 9.
Guys, how bad
No,
are you rolling?
advantage. Paralyzed.
It's paralyzed, so you get to get advantage, but that's still a bad roll.
19.
Hey.
Bang! Let's go.
6.
Gothita is looking incredibly faint. The paralysis is kind of snapping in, kind of locking her motion a little bit. And we are on Mortimer Finch.
Rick Ghastly he's just floating in circles. And Mortimer Finch is incredibly confused as well. So I still choose a move and then roll.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you roll the d20.
And then I roll the okay. Wow, okay. Rick, stop. What are you doing up there? You can see this Gothita. Try and lick it again. I mean, we can end this.
Advantage.
Not on the confusion roll.
Who needs advantage when you get a
Is that a
natural,
natural 20?
So Ghastly is no longer confused.
Oh, yeah. That was just a confusion roll.
I don't care. I'll take it. So now I have to roll my attack roll. It's an 11.
Advantage.
Yeah, you get advantage. You get to roll again. And that does not hit, by the way.
Yeah. I'm assuming my 7 does not hit either.
Dude, what is wrong with you?
I just rolled a natural 20. That should count. That should count as my attack roll.
It should count as not being confused as per the rules of the game.
We should change the rules. We can do that.
Wow, oh, June, you're up.
All right. So June just kind of like surging with this successful rock attack, yells out to Aaron, "Finish this, Aaron! Hit it again!" And Aaron leaps off of a rock and is going to unleash its claws, aiming its fist directly in the center of Staryu's gem. So we're going to try another metal claw, even though it's... I'd rather put it in the hands of my attack roll than your saving throw. That's an 18.
That hits.
All right, so that's going to do 1d8 plus 2 but half. So that's 4 damage. So Aaron comes down on the Staryu with a crushing blow from its palm into Staryu's gem.
The gem cracks a little more,
Damn it.
but still intact. And you see it's kind of like it's what were incredibly pointed arms, I guess, whatever they're called, points of the starfish are kind of losing a little luster. They're kind of sagging a little bit. So it's on the ropes, and we are to the female scientist. And she's, Staryu, we're not going down without a fight. Water gun.
Boo.
So that is a 15.
That'll hit.
It's the total number?
Total times 2, yeah.
16.
Okay.
And then the male scientist is up, just meleeing everywhere. And seeing that the timber has joined the fray, the male scientist, Gothita, get the timber away from us! Pound and tickle!
Pound and tickle.
So the pound was a 14.
Little slap and pickle. 14 hits.
Hashtag pound and tickle. So that's 7 damage on the pound, and then make a Constitution saving throw. Oh shit, I gotta roll for paralysis. Passes the paralysis, I'll re-roll the attack. Not gonna hit this time with a 7.
Nope.
And then the bonus action of a tickle, you need a Constitution saving throw.
Even though you missed?
So the tickle is just an instantaneous action.
It's a bonus, yeah.
It's a bonus action, excuse me.
Con save is a 7. I assume that doesn't do it.
That does not. So you flinch. Timber flinches, which I think it just means it can't attack.
No, flinch means you get disadvantage on your next attack.
So your next attack roll on Gothita will just be a normal roll.
There you go.
Because you have advantage because it's paralyzed, disadvantage, and we'll just say it's a single roll.
Okie dokie.
So yeah, Jimmy, you're up.
Let's give her a pound. See what happens. Fuck. 9.
You guys are terrible. No.
He's trying to end this thing.
This is like the 4th turn of like, wow, both of them are really looking like huge dog, like total dog shit. Yep, okay, you missed, but he still looks like shit. Just 1 hit.
The good news is though, Rick Gasly is not confused, has advantage on Gothita, has the typing advantage. Can Mortimer Finch close the door? Let's go down to the action. Mortimer.
All right. All right, Rick. Rick, this is our time to shine. Let's do it one more time. Lick 'em good. That's not good. 18.
Yes.
Nice.
All right.
Yes.
All right. This is the most devastating lick attack you've ever seen Rick Gasly unleash on this Gothita. You're going to knock it out. How does that look, Brian?
Rick slowly approaches Gothita, makes the big googly eyes, and then as Gothita's eyes open, tongue in the eyeball.
The patented Rick Gasly
That's
eye
right.
lick. The Gothita takes like flutters back and just, the X's across the eyes, and Gothita tumbles to the ground. And you see the male scientist, he's like, oh, no. And he opens up his Pokeball and returns Gothita. And you notice that the Pokeball is kind of like a complete blood red with an insignia on it. That I'll send you a picture of later. It's not incredibly important now. But he returns the Gothita and he's like, no. We can't be responsible for failing on this. We'll be ruined. I'll be totally ruined or worse. And he's kind of like, he's speaking in broken pattern and he's like mortified right now. And you just see him, he turns and he actually runs back into the lab, and to the far corner of the room, there's a desk, and he cracks open one of the drawers and reaches in, and everybody make a perception check.
Oh, shit.
Jesus fucking
3.
Christ.
Okay.
10.
4.
Okay. So, June, you kind of notice as this guy has kind of stopped everybody in their tracks because of how he's reacting. And when he pulls out of the desk drawer, you see a little, a little red and orange pill, and his hand is just shaking, and he throws it into his mouth and just chomps down on it. And within seconds, you just see him like stutter back, and he he just falls to the ground and foam just starts pouring out of his mouth.
What the fuck? June says.
And so that was Mortimer. June, you're up.
June notices this and is just stepping backwards, kind of like clutching her throat, almost like reaching up, but she's gagging at that same time. Aaron, meanwhile, is still attacking onto the Staryu, even without direction from its trainer. It's going to try another Metal Claw. 16.
That hits.
Okay, so that's
Just
gonna
don't roll a 1. I think you're good.
Okay. I rolled a 6.
Yes,
So half of that is 3. 3. Yeah.
So that is enough to take out the Staryu. Finally, and then the gem in the middle just bursts and crumbles to the ground. And the Staryu, just you kind of hear like it almost shrivel up and shrink, and it's immediately returned into the Pokeball. And the female scientist turns to you, because she kind of felt like she was in a one-on-one against June. You? Who do you think you are? I saw your Pokeball when you released Aaron. Team Void? You can't even comprehend what's happening in this world. You think having the electromagnetic radar is going to change anything? Just because our lives are tied to this cog in the machine does not mean the machine stops working. You'll get crushed under its weight. Not me, not today. I choose my own path. And you see her roll to the front of her mouth the same red and orange pill that June saw the other guy take.
Hey,
so June, you recognize what's happening.
I slide a hand it out of her mouth.
You're nowhere near her. What do you stretch Armstrong?
He tries to seduce her.
So
I guess I don't slide a hand it out of her mouth.
Unless you're Stretch Armstrong, unless I missed something.
I walk over and slide a hand it out of her mouth.
walk slowly over.
So she sees you walking over briskly and chomps down on this pill, and she meets the same fate as the previous scientist. The capsule, crushes in her mouth, and within seconds she's on the ground, eyes wide open, and foam is pouring back out of her mouth.
Hey everybody, it's me, Joe, your June. Welcome to episode. You can go on to Patreon. Please correct. Go on, you help us. Pretty beat up right now, pretty scratched up. Go on to patreon.com/YMIA Tavern. All right, back to the action. Enjoy the rest of episode 4, and we'll see you later. Peace out. June rushes over to Aaron. Aaron's pretty beat up right now, pretty scratched up. She covers Aaron's eyes, and she just looks to the other two, just still kind of like aghast, like, what the fuck? Are they dead?
Are the Pokemon dead? Did we kill the Pokemon?
So no, they returned the Pokemon into their ball after they were knocked out.
Well, Jimmy grabs the balls.
Well, you can't grab them both.
I can.
No.
You're welcome to object.
I
Can I physically pick up 2 balls? I just
that
did.
aren't like beside each other? That's really not how that works.
Stretch out, I walk, get one, walk over, get the other one.
I'm literally trying to send you a picture right now. But to describe the Pokeballs before you guys figure out where they go, they're maroon in color, solid maroon, and the emblem on it is a circle with a line down the middle, like a vertical circle, and it goes all the way down with 3 lines under the circle. I'm trying to send you a picture. I thought I would be able to send it through the group chat, but that's not really working.
Oh yeah, just do text message.
For the record, I first grabbed the Gothita.
So how are you grabbing the Pokeballs as we're kind of in chaos right now?
With my hand. What do you mean? Pokemon are worth a lot of money. It seems like. It seems like a valuable thing to have. It's just sitting there. It'd probably die if we left it.
What? But why the hell would these people go to this extreme? What is going on?
Look, we're clearly in some sort of criminal. Are we the bad guys? I don't know. I can't say. for sure. But I will tell you this, nothing we can do for those guys. And Jimmy tosses his ball up in the air and then catches it and puts it in his pocket.
Every time I try to send you this picture, my texting app freezes, which is just Messenger. But anyways, there's an insignia on it. It bizarrely reminds you of kind of how the team void ball looks. The void ball is black with the V on it. And you know that there's something intrinsically linked, with the team void balls to, all the different kind of technology that goes into that. And this kind of has a similar feel, solid color with an emblem on it.
When you say the technology, you mean like how we're like blood connected to our Pokemon or whatever? Or do you just mean like it just kind of looks the same?
Not looks the same. It looks the same, but obviously the logos are different. The colors are different, but it just makes you feel like it's familiar to the void ball that you have. You don't know if it works the same way. It's just that's the feeling you're getting. It's not like a red team. It's not like anybody can use it. Maybe like red, white, like kind of in the game. It's just it looks specialized.
So did you just grab the Gothita one?
Yeah, I'll just grab Gothita.
All right. So I'm close to the female scientist since I'm by Aaron. So I'm going to reach over after you kind of made that comment and grab the Star U ball and kind of turn it over in my hands.
Okay. You find out through messing around with it that you're unable to open the Pokeball, like release the Pokemon inside, despite you knowing what it is. But there's obviously value in keeping them.
Yeah.
Yeet. Rick hovers over to Morty just in front of his face, and Morty just kind of stares at Rick. Rick, you're all I'll ever need. I don't need any other Pokemons.
Okay, so I mean, you're in this room now. You're obviously there for a specific reason.
Let's go get that thing we're supposed to get. You guys know the one. I'll lead the way. And Jimmy strolls out of the room.
Are we just gonna leave them here?
You want to have a funeral?
June, I think we could just leave them here. It looks to me like they are void of life.
June does not laugh.
But she wants to. And
she
that's
wants
important.
to.
June, those people were gonna kill us. I'm saying that. Jimmy says it in his voice. June, those people were gonna kill us.
Jimmy seems to be hot and footed to the elevator, but are we sure the thing that we're looking for is not in here?
Yeah, let's look around this room a little bit before you just walk out.
I do a perception check for the thing instead of walking out. That's a 9.
Okay. It's on the table, the one in the middle of the room.
All right. June, go ahead and grab that.
All right. So June, I guess she lets go of Aaron and walks over and checks out this electromagnetic radar that we see there.
So it's about 6 inches by 6 inches.
It's tiny. Okay.
The panel in the middle, it has like a panel, kind of like an underwater like nav, like fish navigation, like boom, like Doppler type thing going around. It's circular. Which you guys obviously have no lightning Pokemon, so it's not picking up reads, but it is on. It's not picking up any reads currently. It has some buttons at the bottom and like an antenna on the top right, but it's a fairly compact thing.
All right, so June returns Aaron into Pokeball, shoves the Pokeball, Aaron's Pokeball in her right pocket, shoves the other Star U Pokeball in her bag, and kind of clutches this radar like a football in her left arm. And she looks around and she says, well, we can't go back the way we came. They'll probably be looking for us now. Is there any way out? Is there any way else out here?
Didn't I block them from hitting the alarm?
No, the elevator. We can't go back down the elevator.
Why? They don't know. They didn't sound the. I stopped them from doing the alarm.
All of a sudden, you hear ping, and you see that the elevator is going back down. Give me a perception check.
22.
12.
Another 9.
Okay, so June and Jimmy, you kind of hear that going on. Everybody hears that. But while you're like whirling around, you kind of notice on one of one of the tables. It's kind of a flat easel-like wide table, and scrolled across it is the electromagnetic radar's like prototype plans, like schematics to it. And then you hear bing, and you see the elevator is now.
June scoops up the prototype papers or whatever, shoves those into her bag as well. So we've got the thing and we've got the schematics, basically, right? In hand. We got to get the fuck out of here.
Ping! The elevator doors kick open.
No. June darts her eyes around to look if we could get the fuck out of here.
Who's there?
Jimmy says, I don't know if you audibly say who's there.
I don't say that. I'm asking you, the DM.
Bursting through the elevator doors is a male about in his mid-20s. His face surveys the scene, and it just reflects just terror, seeing the two dead researchers.
Jimmy walks forward and says, "I'm glad you're here." He flashes the little badge, and he's like, "I came up here to tell these scientists that we have a very serious food safety gas leak going on here, and tragically, the gases have already gotten up here. Buddy, I don't know who you are, but we got to get out of here right now." And he claps him on the shoulder and shoves him back onto the elevator and gets on with him, if that works.
So give me a deception check on that.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Hell yes! Hell yes!
So, to finish describing what you the person coming out, he's a kid coming through, mid-20s, red ball cap, red vest, blue jeans, red sneakers, and he's also carrying a backpack.
Is it Ash Ketchum?
And he hears that and he goes, "But wait, like you guys are. See that none of this makes sense but they're. So those two are dressed as workers downstairs, but there's Pokemon next to them. And
Yes, my friend. The government has very substantial resources. We were here to examine this issue, and, well, we can see that the stakes are very high right now. We can explain later. Let's get on the elevator and get on out of here.
You guys, he kind of enters the room a little bit further, and he's like, but he's like kind of he's just baffled. Like he's no longer like he's still surveying the scene. He's not in the elevator. He's not holding up that space. So you guys can kind of push past him. He's just kind of flabbergasted at this point. He's just kind of looking around.
Well, June kind of steps forward, confused by his reaction. He's like, "Who are you?"
And he goes, I'm here for the radar. But and you just hear him kind of mumble that, and he like walks further into the room.
Jimmy gets on the fucking elevator.
What do you want with the radar?
Why? How do you know about the radar? You're a food worker.
Military food worker.
As soon as he says that, Mortimer looks at Rick. Rick, hypnosis. Rick attempts to use hypnosis on this individual.
Okay, so what is it? A wisdom save?
Yes.
19.
God damn it.
Tell me what happens. I'll tell you what the kid's gonna do, but you tell me how it looks. So right now, to set the scene, he is, we'll say, 10 feet out of the elevator, just kind of arms to the side, just surveying the room. June, you're off to the left where the schematics were. So
I was walking a little closer to him.
Okay, so you're kind of to his left. So he was talking to you about like, how do you know what the radar is? You're a food worker, but he's not looking at you. He's looking into the room. He's like clearly just so confused by the expert level deception that Jimmy was able to do. So that is the scene. The scene is set, and Mortimer Finch coming through to just ruin everyone's day. Go ahead.
Absolutely. And Ghastly just slowly rotating and slowly floating towards this individual, trying to hypnotize him, which the individual already looks confused, and so the hypnosis apparently just doesn't take effect.
So you see this youngster in all his hip gear, kind of like he's still in confusion, but now he's staring right at Ghastly, and as it's like swirling closer and kind of gets to his face, he goes, huh. He pulls out a little red Palm Pilot, and the little light lights up and it kicks over and goes,
Ghastly, the gaseous Pokemon.
"Hey Dex, what was that it just did?"
Ghastly often uses hypnosis to lull its opponents to sleep.
And he just looks over his shoulder and he goes, flips back his jacket and pulls out 3 Pokeballs of his own and says, "I don't think I'm going to let you get away with that." And he drops one of his Pokeballs down, and I think that's when we need to end.
God, what the hell?
Thank you.
I'm already at 9 HP.
Thank you guys for completely torpedoing my best roll of the campaign.
Everybody to You Meet in a Tavern Presents Void, episode 5, going to be coming at you here shortly. The dungeon master of this adventure is myself, Kirk Dubé, alongside Joe, Brian, and Tins, but you guys already knew that. Who wants to give me the recap for the last time?
Tens. It's Jimmy's turn.
Okay. We went to the factory.
Food factory.
The base, the food factory
Mm-hmm.
that used to be Cinnabar Island. It took us a very long time to get to the second floor. Clearly designed to take us like 5 minutes. Took us like 50 minutes.
Correct.
Lots of minutes.
I can't remember if this happened in the last episode. I tried to trick a security guard into... Well, we were trying to walk in. I tried to trick a security guard in the helicopter. Failed, so my timber battered him unconscious. And then...
that was all episode 3.
Yeah,
right?
that was episode 3. The episode 4 was pretty much the battle.
What happened
Just
at the
battle.
Oh, it's just
The scientist
battle.
fight,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was
That's
another
right.
thing that was supposed to take.
Very simple recap. Let me just rewind. Very simple recap. We won the battle. After we won the battle, the scientists ate like cyanide pills or something. We stole their Pokemon. Although I don't think we're able to open the Pokeballs, but we got their Pokemon. I have a Gothita. Joe has a Staryu. Yeah. And we got the plans, and all we had to do is get on the elevator and leave, at which point Ash Ketchum arrived, I think, or Red from the original game, some sort of young whippersnapper with Pokemon arrived, and I rolled a natural 20 on a deception check to trick him into letting us leave. And instead of leaving, Joe decided to talk to him until he attacked us.
Wrong.
That was definitely
It was
wrong.
actually Mortimer who tried to use his Ghastly to put him to sleep, I think.
Right. Well, Joe was
and
talking to him too. Right? Didn't you hesitate? You were like, oh, well, what's this
I was
guy
like,
up
who
to?
the fuck are you and what are you doing here?
It was
Yeah.
another moment of radically overthinking a very easy way out. So for everybody at home, I obviously have my notes, and in my outline, I've kind of put like episode 1, kind of how I thought the pacing of this was going to be. So far, we're recording episode 5. We're still in episode 3 of my notes.
We are so good at this. So good.
So the Ghastly hypnosis failed miserably. as Jamal calls him, the young whippersnapper, who I thought it would be fun just to to disguise him or dress him up as Red, kind of like as a throwback. Took that as a sign of hostility, and he immediately pulled out his own Pokeball. And I believe the last thing I said last episode was roll initiative, so that's where we're going to start.
Oh, yeah. Can I slip Bud a potion before we roll initiative? Is that possible?
I'll let it be a free action on your turn, but
Okay.
the initiative order I don't think would... I need the initiative order to settle as is, but I will let you do it unnaturally, the potion as a free action, and you'll see why.
Perfect.
Natural 20. Which
I
is-
also got a natural 20.
I have
Ooh.
3 decks. It's my decks, right?
Yeah, trainer.
I've only got one.
So 23.
21.
11.
Okay, so it's going to go Jimmy, young whippersnapper,
Damn.
What?
Damn.
Are you
Brian.
fucking kidding me?
21, and I'm giving myself the tie because
Fair. All right, yeah.
I'm in front of you. So Brian, and then Joe, you're last.
Okay, sweet. Potion.
Okay, so currently the way the room is set up, if I recall correctly, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, the young whippersnapper is a couple feet outside of the elevator looking in towards the back. Ghastly is in front of him. June is to the whippersnapper's left. Jimmy went back to the back where the scientist was to get the schematics, correct?
No, I was standing
No, yeah.
on the elevator.
I got the schematics, and Ash Ketchum walked past Jimmy. Yeah, he was like wandering into the room, kind of like, what the fuck happened here? So I
Okay.
think he might be in front of some of us.
So Jimmy's behind the young whippersnapper. Ghastly's in front. June's to the left, and Mortimer, I don't recall where he would be.
He probably forgot.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Mortimer, the character.
Oh,
He has no
yeah,
idea.
I mean, absolutely.
So we'll just say to the right. So you guys kind of like have a triangular shape around the young whippersnapper, whom is remained nameless, but for the sake of description, does look like Ash Ketchum, because I thought that would be funny.
What does Ash Ketchum look like?
Ash Ketchum's like the main character in the story, in like the
In like all
in
of
the
them?
show, in the show.
In the show.
In like all of them?
Yeah, he actually remains all the way through.
Like the same age?
Somebody's gonna rake me over the coals for that false information.
100%.
Okay, so that's where we are. Jimmy, you're up.
All right. Jimmy's pissed. Very pissed. Because we could have just left. But nonetheless, he recognizes it's time to fight. So he will throw out Timber. I guess what's-his-face have a...
So the Pokeball is out. We rolled initiative. So you're going to be the only one that gets an action, I would say, on the kid. Does that make sense? Like the only one that you can go directly at the kid because he hasn't thrown out a Pokemon yet.
Okay. Timber, hit him over the head before he throws out a Pokemon. With a pound. That is a dirty 20.
Nice.
Sure.
Sure.
It's like, sure, yeah. Okay.
All right. 1d6 plus 2. It's a 3.
Timber takes a kind of a wild slash at the kid who whirls around on his heels, kind of his last second. What was going to be kind of like a careening headshot. The kid kind of gets like a shoulder and kind of like a forearm up to absorb some of the hit, and he's kind of like tossed to the side, we'll say towards Mortimer. So it was like a strike on his left, so he kind of like goes across the room to his right. And the kid kind of like quickly like picks and kind of does like the anime slide, you know, like after getting hit. And he looks and he now notices that there's 2 Pokemon, and kind of, I guess, we would like assume June has one as well. So he has in his left hand, he has the Pokeball that he pulled out, and he fires sidearm this Pokemon towards the elevator, and then he quickly grips 2 more out of off of his right hip and throws those back into the middle of the room. And popping out of each ball closest to the elevator is a Bulbasaur, a green dinosaur-like creature with a flower bulb on its back. A Chimchar, which is a small little chimpanzee monkey, kind of like orange-brown red colors, and it's a fire-type Pokemon. And then the last one is a little bipedal crocodile that's completely blue that you'll find out is Totodile. So, I guess this is
Okay, can you spell those? Because
I'm going to go through them again
I'm old.
just to do the voice read here. Bulb a Saur, S-A-U-R.
I got that one. Yeah.
Okay, Chimchar, Chimchar, and the last one is Toto, so Totodile.
Oh, that's where I was going wrong. Okay, perfect. Thank you. I'm going to need you to do that every time.
That's fine.
Okay. Also, so that our listeners can listen along and add them in their Pokedex so that they know we've seen them too.
Boom. Oh yeah, I can add that.
So what I'm going to do, just for the sake of what's going on, since you're all kind of taken aback, I'm going to say that you all, like, dex up a different Pokemon, so all the watches kind of go off at once, reading the information of a different Pokemon. So,
100%.
the first one, because I said Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur can be seen napping in bright sunlight. There's a seed on its back. By soaking up the sun's rays, the seed grows progressively larger.
Nice.
That's the first one. We're going to Chimchar next. You'd think I'd be able to do this faster or be prepared since I knew what was going to happen.
I mean, you didn't though. You did.
Chimchar, able to climb nimbly up ledges and cliffs. They live on top of rocks and extinguish their flames when they sleep.
That's a bad one. I don't know who wrote that one. They could have done a little bit better on that.
Totodile. Despite the smallness of its body, Totodile's jaws are very powerful.
So, that's where you guys are at right now. Or that's what you guys have in front of you right now.
3v3.
So, the speed at which I like young whippersnapper, so I'm going to keep calling that until we actually find out his name. Young whippersnapper, at the speed at which he moves, you can kind of tell that he is far more confident with his Pokemon than probably you feel with yours. Just the way he moves. So when he throws out the Pokeballs, like, kind of expertly in both directions, he's immediately barking orders. Bulbasaur, Vine Whip on that Timber, right? Because Timber's out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not for it, but that is something he could do.
23.
That'll hit. That'll hit.
He rolled a 7.
Right.
I rolled a 17.
Well, shit, still.
That is going to be 9 points of damage.
Yikes.
Without even seeing the result of that attack, Chimchar, Totodile, double team that Ghastly.
Oh, God.
Nice.
And Totodile uses a big bite attack on the Ghastly. And you kind of seeing, like, it feels like it's going to be kind of a physical force going at Ghastly, but out of the Totodile's mouth just starts to grow darker and darker, and it's almost as if it's not its actual mouth that's getting ready to bite Ghastly, but kind of like a form coming out, just black as night, and you can't see through it. 21.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is a dark attack, which I think Ghastly is weak to. Does it double
Yes.
Does it double the adder?
Double the whole thing. You roll, you add, and then you double the damage.
So you got out pretty lucky. I rolled 2 1s. So
Damn.
1 plus 3, so that's 5. So that'll be 10 damage on Ghastly.
Oh, all right.
We're gonna get fucking smoked.
Still floating.
And
Yeah.
Good
Chimchar,
thing we didn't walk out.
and then Chimchar, you just it just kind of like blows up its chest, and then claps its palms together with its mouth open, and just embers start firing towards Ghastly. 12.
Does not hit.
Okay. So that is what you've got going on ahead of you now. And that means, Mortimer, you are up.
Kid. Look, kid. I don't know what you're doing here, and, obviously we got off on the wrong foot. Me and my, pals here, we'll just be on our way. You can, take whatever you need. Obviously this misunderstanding, clear misunderstanding. You know, we could, no reason we can't all be friends. Clearly we were all here, in this moment together, and it's now over.
That's true. Jimmy agrees. Yeah. Let's get on out of here.
The window of talking your way out of it has closed and snapped shut. The young whippersnapper is incredibly reluctant and just kind of smiles. He's like, "Oh, so now that you feel the heat of impending doom, doom's a terrible word. Rewind that. Now that you feel the pressure of an impending defeat, you want to walk out of here? Don't think so. I'm taking the electromagnetic radar, and not to mention, did you kill those two people?"
I mean, okay.
First
First
off,
off, they
no.
killed themselves.
Second, I wanted to walk out here before you started
Yeah,
kicking
we
our
hear you,
asses.
Jimmy. We hear you.
Jimmy. Clearly, you're not very good at this talking stuff. Let's just give him the radar thing. We'll go. It's not a big deal. Everybody get what they want. Clearly, it's you, sir. You know, you're a very talented young kid. And we'll just be on our way. You can get what you want. You're on your way. And, you know, it is what it is. I've taken a lot of L's in my life. I'm old. This won't be my first.
Okay, so I want to know how much of your turn is encompassing this conversation point.
All of it. All of
Your
it.
entire turn. Okay.
I mean, what am I going to do?
Roll, I guess you want to do a persuasion?
Yeah.
'Kay.
This is going to go extremely well. 5.
0% chance, buddy. 0% chance. Max just fucking laughs in your face. He goes, he just laughs and he's like, "You're about to take another L, old man. I'm leading with the radar, the plans, and you guys killed 2 people. Why
We
are
didn't
those?
kill
Why are
them.
they
Killed
dead?
themselves.
Why are they dead?" He just scoffs and he doesn't believe you. Jill, you're up.
Who?
Oh, I said Jill.
Jill.
June, sorry. June, you're up.
So Jimmy's standing in the elevator. June's going to release Aaron and pull the electromagnetic radar, which is kind of like, I can hold it in one hand, right?
It's about the size of like I think we said like an iPad or something, like a Kindle.
Okay. I'm going to frisbee it to Jimmy and yell, "Get out of here. Take it."
Okay.
Can I just do it? Do that?
I mean, like roll. We'll say it's a dexterity, like a long ranged attack.
Okay.
We'll see how well it shakes out.
17 plus 4, so 21.
The electromagnetic radar gets tossed into the elevator fairly accurately. Jimmy, give me a very low bar athletics to try and catch it.
Natural 20.
Sure, you catch it.
As soon as he catches it, he's in the elevator. I still scream, "Go! We'll take care of this."
Jimmy's like, "No, you won't. Come on, just come get on the elevator. What's he gonna do?"
All right. Well, then, is that my turn by throwing that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to start booking it with Aaron, though. I'm going to scoop him up and try to just run past everything, I guess.
Okay. Jimmy, you're up.
Timber is gonna stand between everybody and the elevator. Everybody except me, who is in the elevator. He's gonna like guard the elevator and use bide.
Guard the elevator and use bide. So Timber is putting himself between you, the elevator, and I'm assuming June's probably gonna do like a kind of like a banana shape, like behind Timber.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
just-
I'm still in the elevator.
Right, I know
Right.
you are, but I'm saying like June, when we have like you go past, that's where you're gonna be.
Yeah, I'm trying to duck and dodge around the battlefield to dive into the elevator before it closes while Timber guards, basically.
Okay. So Max kind of like snaps around, sees June hitting the corner, and obviously saw the electromagnetic radar get flung into the elevator. He kind of like peels his attention a little bit, so he's kind of going off the cuff. Chimchar, flame wheel on the flame wheel on Ghastly, Bulbasaur, Vine Whip into the elevator, drag that kid out, and then who's left? A Totodile, water gun on Aaron. So they all divert their attention again, or all the Pokemon kind of split to their new opponents, and here we go. 17 on Ghastly there, Brian.
Yeah, that's a hit.
I believe I said flame wheel.
It's gonna, whatever it is, it's gonna knock him unconscious or whatever happens when they reach, whenever they reach 0, that's what happens.
You see that Ghastly kind of get involved, just the same thing again. The Chimchar this time brings its arms out in a circle in front of it, and kind of claps it together like this, and a wheel, like literally a circle of flame, just kind of produces above it and fires towards the Ghastly, hitting it and almost being absorbed in the Ghastly for a moment until it bursts, and then Ghastly is blown back and tips over. I think the way the rules are written, if your Pokemon are all knocked out, you yourself are knocked out. Is that right, Joe?
No, you just technically, like in a campaign, you would lose half your money, and you just have to go to a Poke Center immediately. It's not like you pass out. You're just without any sort of defense, so it's like you can't do anything but run.
Gotcha. So I'm going to take a little liberty here, and I'm going to change that up a little bit just for the sake of this, because money doesn't play as much of a big role. I'm going to say that Mortimer seeing Ghastly kind of just implode and having no real understanding of what happens to a Pokemon when they faint, are they dead or whatever. Mortimer, with kind of your nursing-based background, your initial kind of inclination will be to go see what's wrong with Ghastly, as opposed to head to the elevator. If it's okay for me to take that liberty.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, penalty. Makes sense.
And then we have the Totodile turning to Aaron, using a water gun, 16.
That will hit, and that's double damage.
That is a 12. So
Aaron's down.
So that is 24 damage on Aaron.
Aaron's way down.
The Totodile like tilts its head up to the top of the room, and you just kind of see its cheeks fluff up, and it starts to gurgle, and it just fires a jet stream into the side of Aaron, and Aaron is sent flying. And actually, June hits you in the side of the head, causing you to just stumble and crash into the wall and kind of keel over.
Shit.
And the Bulbasaur, last one, we're gonna do the Vine Whip on Timber. Natural 20, buddy.
Oh shit.
That'll hit.
How is that the same thing as just doubled again, or doubled then plus the modifier?
You double the dice.
So not
and you
the same.
Add the same modifier.
So that's 26 damage.
That'll do it.
The Aaron is wrapped up in this Bulbasaur's Vine Whip.
Timber. Yeah.
Excuse me. The Bulbasaur wraps up the timber in its Vine Whip, and almost in one fluid motion lifts up the timber and launches him into the elevator, smashing into you, Tins, and knocking you against the elevator and putting you to the ground. And the last thing you all hear is just another command to the Pokemon as they all split up and diverge their attacks directly on you, and we fade to black.
Well, fuck.
The end.
All right. Coming
Season
in
2,
season
everyone.
3.
I don't think we were meant to win this fight.
Correct.
It seemed like a trap.
Okay, so yeah, candidly, you weren't supposed to win the fight. However, it would have gotten interesting if you all just left.
Hey everybody, this is Joe. Welcome back to Void Episode 5. Glad you're here with us. Hope you're enjoying listening, and hope you've enjoyed the campaign so far. If you are a fan of the show, if you are enjoying what you are listening to, please consider Void / our other accounts there at Void. A special shout out to those that and Michelle Stevens hop in our communities and
just Mortimer. So, fade to black. Mortimer, I'm going to defer to you, and I want you to make, is there a heal roll, right? Like a
Medicine?
medical roll?
medicine.
Mhm.
Medicine.
Yeah.
Could you make a medicine roll for me?
13.
Okay. So, I want you to make a perception check. Just Mortimer for now.
15.
Okay. You kind of hear the rumbling of a your head is just ringing. Your eyes, you slowly open. You kind of adjust this very, very dim light. And you recognize yourself in the interior of a kind of a larger vehicle. You said a 15, right, on your roll?
Yep.
Okay. So you're sitting on a bench. To your left is Jimmy, who's slumped over still, hasn't come to. And across from you is June. You see that your hands are bound. Your hands are bound behind your back. You don't feel any of your possessions anymore. It kind of feels like you were stripped down. I mean, you still have clothes on, but you don't feel it, like
Right.
your Pokeball, stuff like that.
Second time, we're only 5 episodes in. This is a great feeling.
You notice that all your valuables are kind of like in this chain link based box kind of to your left. So if you're each on a bench facing each other, to your left towards the front of this van.
Okay.
And just through this little peephole, you can see two military police officers similar to the ones that you guys have crossed so far in your time here and throughout your lives, honestly. And now I want Joe to make a medicine check.
Okay. Natural 20.
Yeah, that's good. So you all of a sudden, it's like you got hit with smelling salts. You just kind of like jolt up in your seat and you look across from you. Fairly easy to tell that Mortimer's kind of moving around too, getting his bearings. Could you make a perception check for me as well?
19.
Cool. So same description that you see before, or that I relayed to Mortimer. However, you catch that you're like looking through the peephole to the front cab of the van, and you can see through the windshield that it's pouring down rain, and you see a lightning bolt just strike the sky, kind of illuminating the path ahead. And you see this incredibly dense, thick green fog kind of rolling towards the van. Jamal, give me a medicine check, please.
Medicine check. +0. 3.
Cool. So Jimmy, your reaction to all this is you're slumped to one side and you just kind of and you just kind of teeter over a little bit, but you're still out of it. June notices the fog is incredibly thick and you can't see through the windshield anymore. All of a sudden, the MP driving, he goes, "Harry, pay attention. I can't see. I can't see. Hey, look out!" The van rips through this fog, and the tires just screech as you hear a booming roar. A enormous steel head just smashes into the front of this van, sending it kind of like a slow motion action movie, like vroom. So now it's like flipping onto its back, and you guys are just tossed all around the back of this cab. The smoke is now dissipating, and you see just kind of from your side, Brian and Mortimer, we'll say all of you, you're all kind of awake. Jimmy, this kind of jostle woke you up. You guys can see upside down looking through this just incredibly massive iron and steel snake that protruding out from a top of this gas. And it's just a sight to behold. You've never seen anything like that before. And you just hear this guttural voice. "Raichu, take care of the MPs, and for Arceus' sake, Geneva, get those idiots out of the back." And yes, sir, Geneva's kind of like, even she's kind of shaking. And you just see through this cracked window frame, or through the cracked windshield of the van, a Raichu, which is a large electric mouse Pokemon, just crashes through and just lights up the entire front cab with just blinding lightning. And all you hear is just kind of like the faint, like, as the two guys slump down in front. The back door to the van swings open unceremoniously. And there you see Geneva just standing there, and her Toxicroak is from the top looking in upside down, and she's just shaking her head.
I'm glad that we're belted in. This could have been really dangerous.
Are we safe? Are we alive?
You guys are alive and well. Your head's ringing a little bit, but you're in decent shape. She walks down the middle of this upside down van, looks up and undoes the clasp, and all your shit just falls out. Your Pokeballs, your watches, your bag, your money. But you seem to notice that the electromagnetic radar and the plans are not there. And she, again, unceremoniously, her and Toxicroak cut you out of your belts as you guys just fall kind of from the top and just kind of hit the ground.
We do like the anime fall and our legs are sticking up in the air.
Exactly.
June immediately pats down, what sore arms she has, uses her arms and pats her down and makes sure she still has Aaron.
So the Pokeballs fell out of the chest when you guys had all your items.
So we know they're
So
there.
basically everything except the radar and the schematics for the radar.
Yeah, everything else you guys have intact.
Gothita.
Yeah, so
The ones we
bizarrely enough, those Pokeballs are there, but were put in a different cubby than your all's stuff. Does that make sense? So it was it's there, it's accounted for, but clearly they segregated out of what is your stuff to what is other stuff.
Right.
The electromagnetic radar schematics are gone. Geneva comes over and picks up the 2 blood red Pokeballs with that symbol on it. And she goes, I'm going to hold on to these, and I'm going to take your all's Pokeballs. I'll meet you back at HQ. I'll have them right as rain when you guys get there. Your only focus now is to get back. And she departs out of the van, hops up on the hood, and you just hear as she kind of jumps off the hood and she just disappears into the night. But you guys notice out of the back there are 3 Dodrio there. The exact same ones that you had ridden into the Done Right Food Incorporated compound, ready to take you all back.
Jimmy's still pretty groggy from hitting his head. Yeah, hey, it's the bird horse. Yeah, let's go. And he goes up and he gives the Dodrio a big hug and hops on its back.
June looks to Morty. Morty, did you see that fucking thing? It was huge. Is that Void's? Is that ours?
I don't know. Whatever it was, I want one. Because oh my, I've never seen anything like that before.
Well, we play our cards right.
With the way we messed this up, thanks to Jimmy over there, I don't see that's in our future anytime soon.
Well, fuck, my back hurts. I can only imagine yours, old man. Let's get going.
Nice. Oh, yeah. And even Mortimer just kind of stumbles his way over to one of the empty Dodrios and kind of, he doesn't really, he can't get a leg over it. He just kind of jumps and lays on its back.
The 3-headed bird just squawks and just takes off like a missile back up the viaduct towards Pallet Town. And I'll assume that's the direction that you all choose to. I mean, you can go back to the compound if you want.
No, absolutely going back.
As you go back towards, you kind of see that green smog is now.
Before we get too far, does our Pokedex recognize what that was?
You didn't have the watches on. So
okay.
I've said them for description purposes, so you can look up and see the 3 Pokemon, or the 2 Pokemon you saw are a Steelix, Stelix, and a Raichu, which burst through the window. Right. But since you didn't have the watches on, you don't get credit for seeing
I just wanted to see what it looks like, because it sounded cool.
As you guys are scampering back up, you see just the rubble of where this Steelix's face kind of smashed the front of the vehicle to flip it. The smog is now off of the viaduct, but you see it dissipating in both directions. You can tell it's a thick, dense, unnatural smog. It's not unnatural smog to you, so it's not like an industrial smog. It's more similar to maybe what radiates around Ghastly. And you guys are careening up the viaduct back towards Pallet Town. Once there, you guys can, you're in Pallet Town, so you can do as you choose. This is kind of a open spot here.
So we have to head for the laboratory. So
I think first thing we need to go find Geneva and get Rick back and Jimber or whatever, Lenny or whatever his name is.
Yeah, is there even a Pokemon Center in Palatown? I guess they have a Pokemon Center in the base.
yeah.
There is definitely not a Pokemon Center in Palatown. That I can tell you. That's just Pokemon Centers just don't exist. There's no need.
That's right. There's
no
such
need
thing
for
as
them to
Pokemon
exist.
Centers.
Right.
But Geneva seemed very confident when she took all your Pokeballs, saying, I'll have them back to you right as rain. So she's got some way to make this better. Make them better.
All right.
Yeah, beeline for the old laboratory where Geneva showed us the entrance.
Yeah.
You guys go up the long steps to the laboratory. You guys have your watches back now, so you're able to buzz in with your watch. And it's the disheveled kind of lab scene as before. You make a note of the interesting, like kind of specifically placed rubble spots where there's something a little bit more sinister or suspect going on there. And the cameras follow you guys through as you go to the elevator. And just a reminder here, the floors you guys have access to: G1, which is the training grounds; G2, which is the Black Void Market; and G3, which are your sleeping quarters.
I think we should probably head to G2. That's the place where we've spent the most time with Geneva. That's where we've seen her the most.
Yep.
You guys also have your watches. Remember, the watches also can also communicate.
Oh, can we beep in? Can we beep in Geneva? We have our watches on us now.
Our Power Rangers.
That's hilarious, and that's just going to be canon now. So
Shake it pretty, draw it up.
and you just hear Geneva's voice come over, Mortimer, your watch. She goes, "You guys back already? You guys want to meet up now, or you want to take a second for yourselves?"
We would really like to get our friends back, and then we can discuss a further course of action at that time.
Copy that. Meet at the Null and Void.
Let's head over to the Null and Void.
Hell yeah.
So you guys make it down to G2. You get out of the elevator. You see the swinging kind of western doors, and you actually see Geneva walk in through those doors as you guys are getting off the elevator. So you're right behind her. She is pulling herself a seat out at the kind of the same corner table you guys were at when you guys had the first kind of big Team Void discussion. What is it? All that stuff. And she puts all three of your all's Pokeballs on the table, and she is holding the two blood red Pokeballs. She doesn't know what's in them, but as you guys sit down, she kind of rolls these. Now, I'm gonna drop these off to G6 where the Pokemon stables are. We've got some folks that have gotten pretty good at cracking open foreign Pokeballs, and we'll be able to get these back into the void of Team Void hands. Do we know what's in them? Who has what? Are these all yours? Do you want to keep them? Do you want to give them to be trained, to be bred? What do you guys want to do?
It's like a little. Wait,
you guys have it. You guys have it in your watch.
That's right.
Yep.
It's a Gothita.
Yeah, June scrolls through her watch and she says, "The one I caught was a starfish-looking thing. It was the Staryu."
And then you hear Geneva. She kind of tinkers around on her Void watch and kicks up the Gothita description and the Staryu description. It's like, "Oh, nice, very nice." June, would you like to hold on to Staryu once we get it transferred into a Void official ball?
June thinks for a moment. She's like, "That thing was pretty tough. Yeah, I mean, if I can, either take it or maybe trade it in for something else later."
Okay, that's and she literally just scrawls out on a little post-it note type thing and just kind of stamps June on it. And she turns to Jimmy. Jimmy, it seems like you know about this one. It's a Gothita. What did you want to do with this? What would you like us to do with this for you?
I'll keep her.
Okay, great. So she writes Jimmy, and then you see her like write a big nail like 3 times and just keeps crossing it out, and she's just like just Jimmy, and stamps that on there. And she turns to you guys and she goes, "Your Pokemon were beat up pretty bad. They're in great shape now. I'll have you know, how did I do that? On G4 is the Team Void Pokemon Medical Center. That's We call it the Pokemon Medical Center because we like to think that anybody that's out in the field that gets injured doesn't make it back. So we don't really have a lot of need for repairing people around here. But that's where I'll take them. And sooner, once you build a little bit more credibility, since it's such a hotbed where we store vulnerable Pokemon, you'll get access to that. She hands you those. She puts the Pokeballs back in her pouch. She puts 250 Po-Yen in front of all three of you. She's like, well, you made it back alive, and technically that's a success. And she claps her hands together, and she goes, tell me about the radar. Did you get it? I mean, I didn't see it in the stuff, but I don't really know what it looks like. How do we do?
Geneva, we need to have a fucking conversation.
It feels like you set us up for failure.
We saw two people kill themselves.
They offed themselves. We had nothing to do with it.
And then, like, the thing you guys have heard over and over again, it was a food factory.
That's what you told us. A little more than that.
Yeah, definitely not a food factory.
I mean, it was a food factory.
It was a front. It was a front.
Murder
it was a front.
factory.
And she kind of thinks. She kind of thinks for a second. She goes, "Okay, June,
What?
give me the rundown. What happened?"
Okay, we go in. We're on the outside. We sneak in. We walk in with the others. We
Into
blend
the
in. We
food
get
factory.
uniforms into the food factory.
Okay.
It was a food factory, that's for sure. We walked in. We figured out how to get to this room. There was a lab. That's where the radar was. We got in just fine. We engaged in battle with these two scientists, these two researchers.
Wait,
we crushed them.
Like fist fight?
No. Pokemon battle. They had Pokemon. Was that not expected?
That's where we got those Pokemons from.
But we whooped them.
And she's thinking.
Where did you think we got the Pokemon from?
She's thinking, and she's like, "Well, I didn't know where you got the Pokemon. I didn't expect like lab workers to have Pokemon." And then she's thinking, and she starts, she brings out her notepad and she starts scribbling in it. She goes, "I thought they were just storing it there, but were they building it there? Were they working on it there?"
They had the schematics.
We dealt with the two scientists, right? And we collected the ray gun thing and the schematics, and then we was ambushed by some guy named Max.
Max? Is that his name?
That is his name because the DM slipped up and said it. And I caught it.
You missed an important step. We were gonna walk out.
That step,
we were gonna walk
that step
out.
is not important. We was ambushed.
We were in the elevator.
Jimmy, you, sir, are a youngster.
Mortimer attacked.
You should probably be quiet because you don't know. You're not.
Max.
You're not helping yourself sound good here.
Geneva's like getting mad. She stands up. She slams her fist on the table. Everybody, shut the fuck up. June, what happened?
We go in. They're doing something with the radar. They got the schematics. There were computers. There were laboratory tables. There were men in coats. A woman in a coat. A white coat. Looked like scientist, researcher. I don't know. But they were doing something more than just storing it there, Geneva.
And she kind of shrugs and she pulls the Pokeballs back out of her pocket and she goes, "These are the Pokemon they had?"
Yeah.
And she rolls around and she like, it's as if she never really took a good inventory of what was actually on them. She didn't notice the symbol stamped in it. And she goes, this is the government military symbol stamped in here. So they were, interesting. And she writes that down. And she goes, "So tell me about Max? What was this? Who's this guy?"
Gullible. Very easy to trick. Until Mortimer attacked him.
As I say, if it's easy to trick, why didn't you all just leave?
Great question.
We tried, but he ambushed us, like I said.
That is one way of putting it.
Yeah.
So you were...
I was curious who he was. I asked him a couple questions, and he flipped. He was able to control 3 Pokemon at the same time
At once.
and absolutely crushed us.
Did you happen to notice if his Pokeballs were the same as these ones? And she pulls out the government stamped ones again.
I didn't see that. However, the feeling was he was there looking also for the radar. And so if he worked for the government, why would he have come like that already? I don't know.
So I want all of you to do a knowledge check.
This intelligence, just straight intelligence or history?
Or history, well, I guess history would work. I'm trying to recall, I'm having you all recall on your memory of the room to see if you can notice what his Pokeballs look like.
6.
Okay, 6.
I also got a 6.
Cool.
I got a 9.
An 8 if it's straight intelligence.
No.
Okay, and you got a 9, June?
Yep.
So yeah, you guys, we'll say that it had some red to it, but you can't be sure if it was the same or if it was different.
Yeah, the battle was heated up. I wasn't paying attention, to be honest. I didn't know we were looking for that.
And he was controlling 3 at once?
Yeah.
Yep.
And his
Little
name
things
is
too,
Max.
but they were strong.
What did he look like?
Nothing special. Average, black hair, hat.
Wow. And she's just
I think he had a hat
taking vigorous notes. She's like, okay, so did you, I mean, was the radar in the stuff, in your all stuff? I didn't see it, but I don't know what I'm looking for. I didn't see any schematics. Did you get the radar?
We had it. I threw it to Jimmy.
Does that imply you don't have it anymore?
Yeah, that Jimmy lost it.
Yep,
so
definitely Jimmy.
We definitely don't have it or the schematics because this Max guy ambushed us and took it from Jimmy.
Okay, so you don't have it, right? You don't have it. You don't have the schematics. That's fine. Did you at least destroy them like I told you to? If you can't make it out with them, I said to destroy them so nobody had it. Did you guys destroy it?
Well,
Shit.
did you tell us that?
Jimmy, she definitely did.
I don't think that happened.
We thought we were going to get away.
But at some point, you didn't feel like you might not? And like that, like, I understand that this mission didn't really go as easily as we thought, but the directions were pretty clear. Like, your success rate is given on the mission, not whether you guys made it back or not. What's important to me was the radar. We just got you out of got you out of that van out of convenience. What happened to the radar? Do we not know?
Presumably, that guy took it.
Listen, Geneva, the description of what we were supposed to do was like 3 episodes before we actually had to do it. It's very difficult
exactly.
to remember these things.
I still doubt that it happened.
However,
I was drinking a lot that night.
Geneva checks her notes. Geneva checks her notes and goes, "Man, it was only like 1 episode's worth of stuff ago." But she's like, you see, she's kind of getting flustered. It's like, oh shit, and she's just writing down more notes, like question marks. You just kind of see just scribbles firing through this notebook, and she pops up, and she walks over to Ricketts and Tug the primate. She goes, get them around, and she spins over her shoulder and she goes, guys, I'll reach out to you in the morning. I need to go talk. I need to go talk to the boss. And she just kicks through the swinging doors and leaves you all in the null and the void with a primate angrily bouncing from table to table as it just palm strikes all the beers in front of you, most of it spilling out. And then you guys are left to your own devices for right now.
I think that went pretty well, but I really wish we should have
Morty.
asked her who had that big steel thing that got us out of that truck. I want to meet that guy.
I don't know if that's a question we should be asking right now. I think we're pretty fucked.
Right. So why not ask the question? I mean,
It just seemed fine. Let's go gambling.
Let's go gambling. As you go in the door, Pierre-Luc is sitting on the counter of the of kind of that arcade gift zone thing. My friends, back from the first mission, eh?
A roaring success.
Now that Geneva is gone, you guys gamble. And he ushers you over. There's 2 tables. One table has 3 people. kind of the one on the center to the right, and the table kind of in the front right corner has two people, but one person looks incredibly drunk.
Okay, so I'm not rolling a perception check for a mark because that guy's the mark.
So I'm just describing what you can naturally tell. Like he could be a degenerate gambler or that is just on a heater. You don't know, but I will allow you to do your perception check on an individual now.
20. Natural.
He is drooling drunk, and you can just watch by his body language. He's just caution to the wind. There is no rhyme or reason to how he's approaching this card game. And you feel like it wouldn't be too difficult to get a hustle in.
So the first thing Jimmy does is he walks over, bumps into the guy, and knocks over his chips. And he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me help you with that." And he helps him scoot his chips back up into a nice stack and palms a medium to large amount of them.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll a perception, not for the drunk guy, but for the other guy. Can you do a sleight of hand check? Because there's two people at the table. Can you just do a sleight of hand check?
Yeah. Sleight of hand is an 18.
Okay, so I got a 16 on my perception. So the guy, we'll say you have, 10 chips. Is that an amount we can agree on? And then we'll add a value based on how much you actually want. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Because the quantity. So you grab 10 as you're helping him, and the guy at the table goes, hey, you just grabbed 2 of his chips.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I grabbed those. I'll just set those right back.
So now everybody seems square. They're the one guy, the not so drunk guy, is a little leery of you because he did just see you take 2 chips. But you're now sitting at the table, and it is just classic. I will have to rename this in something Pokemon themed, but I was gonna just say Texas Hold'em. So what is a Texas or a Pokemon themed name for Texas Hold'em?
Sapphire Scramble.
All right, perfect. Sapphire Scramble, aka Texas Hold'em.
June is going to whip around to the prize booth where all the, you said, bunch of different items and Pokemon. I don't know. You said we could buy Pokemon there and stuff?
So it kind of, there's no value associated with the stuff behind Pierre-Luc.
Okay. So June, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that Pierre-Luc sees you eyeing this stuff, so he kind of flips his feet over the counter and he takes his spot as if he's a salesperson.
Yeah. June says, Pierre, come here, and she waves him over, and she kind of pushes a few buttons on her watch, and she shows him the picture of the Staryu, and she says, "Look at that thing right there. I just caught one of those."
A Staryu.
Yeah, starfish, hella strong. Almost took out my Aaron.
It would look very good. It'd bring a lot of customers in with the jewel that it has on its belly. Continue.
What's it worth to you? What you got back there that I could trade this bad boy in for?
That's the wrong question. That is the wrong question. What is it worth to you? I don't need it. I just want it. I don't need it.
You don't need it. You said it would bring customers in, and she looks around, seeing the.
I'm the only gambling hall here. I get customers regardless.
Listen, if you don't want the Pokemon, you could pull that gem out, sell it, make a bunch of money.
My friend, we are trying to help Pokemon.
Yeah, okay. We'll scratch that from the record. I don't think June would say that anyway.
Jimmy's on the other side of the room going, "Holy shit."
When you grow up in the streets.
Learning a lot about my companions here.
So I'll give you a rewind on that one.
Well, that won't make it in the podcast. All right. What's it worth to me? Well, I mean, I need Pokemon on my missions. I'm just saying, you've got some, I've got some. If this is more beautiful to you than some of, the creatures that you might have, I might be interested in one of yours. What you got?
It's not really gambling if you know everything and there's no sense of complete certainty, right? So I'll make you this deal. And he thinks, and he goes, "First off, I go in and out of the accent all the time. So don't you let that
don't offend anybody.
Don't you let that worry you." And he thinks, and goes, tell you what is your name? What is the name?
June, Pierre.
June. What type of Pokemon would you prefer? You already said the Staryu is very strong. It's very beautiful. Why you don't want to keep the Staryu? What Pokemon would you want instead of a Staryu? What type of Pokemon?
I'm not in for looks. I need something. It's strong, but it's not tough. If you know what I mean. I need something scrappy. Something that can hold its own. Something that can fight.
I'll tell you what, my friend. I tell you what. And Pierre-Luc thinks for a second. He pulls out three cups to kind of do the hidden ball moving trick. And he goes, June, I'll tell you what. How much money do you have, June? How much money do you have?
300 po yen.
He looks at you, and what would I do to test if you're lying to me?
Insight check.
He'll do an insight check on that statement.
And it'd probably be against my deception since I'm lying to him.
Well, it was a natural 20.
Okay, well, mine wasn't.
He goes, June, this is a gambling corner. I see degenerate people all around. You're not a degenerate person. You're a very bad liar. You have more than 300 po yen. How much po yen do you have?
You're smart, Pierre. I've got 500. That's it. I promise.
500. And he holds up a little ball, and he tosses it up and scoops it real quickly with one of the cups. And he starts spinning them around. And he goes, June, this is a deal I make to you. You find the ball, I'll switch your Staryu with a Pokemon type of your choice. I win. You give me your 500 po yen and the money you make on your next mission.
Both? That's ridiculous. I've got a 1 in 3 shot.
But if you look, you increase your chances. Are your eyes faster than my hands?
Pierre, you got yourself a deal. And she holds her hands out to shake.
Pierre shakes your hand. So the way we're gonna do this, we're gonna do perception versus sleight of hand.
Okay. My perception versus his sleight of hand.
Correct.
Okay.
So I am going. Do you want to roll at the same time? What do we want to do? All right. 1, 2, 3. 12. 23. Okay. So Pierre shuffles it around. He's kind of grunting, like he's moving around. You even notice that the Machamp has come from the back and kind of like bumps into you a little bit to kind of like take your focus off. And you pick whatever. You play it out how it's, and he stops the cups and he kind of presents his hands like this.
And June like smirks a little bit and eyes him and squints, and then starts to reach her hand towards the right cup and sees like sweat dropping down his brow and quickly moves it over to the left and pulls it up quickly, and there's the ball laying there.
June!
And she says, ha, ha, ha.
And you can see Pierre turns to Machamp. What are you doing? Bump into her. What are you doing? Okay, a deal's a deal. What type of Pokemon are you looking for? It's gonna take me a day to get one together for you.
I want something that can fight. A fighting type, if that's such a thing.
Fighting types Pokemon. Machamp. Very, very good fighting type Pokemon. And you just, Machamp.
I'll take him.
Machamp just starts flexing, and he's like, you know, you are not good enough for Machamp. Look at the belt on Machamp. And he starts like slapping the belt. Look at this. You don't get Machamp. Give me till tomorrow. I will find a fighting type for you.
A good one.
So Joe, what I want you to do right now is I want you to roll on a D100 on a 100 scale, and tell me what number you get.
63.
So because you're not exactly sure what's a fighting type or not, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you a CR rating to pick within, and then I want you to choose 5 from there. So obviously throw some fighting types into the mix. But if there's not 5, then you could get something that isn't fighting type. You know what I mean? Since you don't actually know what you're looking for until you get it.
So do I have to choose like 5, but 3 are fighting and 2 are not?
If there's 5 fighting in that category, choose 5 fighting ones.
Oh, okay.
Do you
cool.
understand what I'm saying?
You.
Like, put it as close to what you want as possible. Just know that the result is going to be random.
Perfect.
If you would have gotten like 95 or above, I would have just set a CR rating and then you would have picked one in there.
Okay, sweet.
But now we'll do
Makes
a CR
sense.
rating. You pick like 5 out of them, and we'll go from there. So that'll be a post episode thing.
Sick.
Mortimer
Sweet.
will bounce over to you, and then Tins will go back to your gambling. So I think you asked about a slot machine before.
Yeah.
So there's a slot machine in the corner that takes the same type of gambling chips that Jimmy has at the table. Which kind of interesting that he's over there and he has some chips, but didn't necessarily go to Pierre-Luc to get them. So that's kind of like something to be aware of. But the chips look the same that you would put into this slot machine. It is old. It is decrepit. Half the lights work, and there's just cobwebs all over it.
I'm going to go over there. I'm going to drag a chair over to sit in front of the slot machine and just sit there aimlessly pushing the buttons, talking to myself the rest of the night.
Are you actually inserting?
Nope.
You're just goofing around with it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. And we'll, I think we'll wrap up here. Jimmy, we'll go to you, and that's where we'll start to wind this thing down. So first, let's choose a value of the chips you stole. So roll a d10.
7.
Okay, so each chip we'll round up is worth 100. Is worth 100 units of money, but it represents, we'll say, 10 po yen. So you have 8 of those.
Okay.
800 in chips equals $80 in po yen.
Okay. Well, why don't I play it straight and do like a performance check? Because poker's a bluffing game. And then if I start losing, I will start doing sleight of hands.
Okay, sure. So we'll just say, choose a number of times you want to go through this cycle. A total number, so there's a stopping point.
Maybe 5?
Okay. 5 and then assess? Or 5 and then you'll switch from...
5
okay.
and then assess.
Okay. So
I'm just rolling 5 performance checks?
Correct. And I'll do the same, and we'll just go through them one by one.
First one is a 17, a 16, a 13, a 9, and a 21.
Okay, I'm going to roll mine. So you won 3, lost 2, but you're actually getting 2. So 2, 4, 6, minus 2, 4. So you're up 40. You're up
all right.
400 in chips, 40 po yen.
Let's go all in.
Okay.
Let's do one more and go all in.
Are we doing performance or are we doing sleight of hand?
I think let's do performance, and if I do bad, I'll do a sleight of hand.
Well, if you do bad, you're out of the game.
Yeah, sure, fuck it. We'll do sleight of hand.
Okay.
I cheat.
So I'm going to do... I guess this would be against perception, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
11.
I got a 17 and an 8. The 17 was actually the drunk guy. So he just careens in ladder. Stupid grunt, and he just the disgusting, just sweatiest sweat's oozing out of, or alcohol is oozing out of his pores. He clumsily drags the chips back over. And he kind of pulls you in. So I'm going to give you another window here. He kind of pulls you in, and he goes, everybody's luck runs out sometime, buddy. When you've been around as long as I do, I'm just made of money. I'm made of luck. I got it all. And
Can I do a sleight of hand check to make it look like he was cheating? Like I'm catching him cheating?
We would be past that point. Because he already raked the money. But when he pulls you in and drags you closer, that's a window where you think you might be able to do something. Whatever that is, I'll have it. But he's got a big arm around your shoulder, and he's pulled you in, and he's kind of like dragging you out of your seat back towards he's sitting. All the chips are kind of sprawled out because he didn't grab them all. Like he just clumsily.
Does he have a wallet?
Not that you can see. It's not out. But you can perceive for one if you'd like.
Sure. Perception, what do I have? 12.
So you notice that it's in a very difficult spot. It's in his front left jean pocket, but like buried in there. So like you can see the wallet, but you don't think you'd be able to reach around him because it's his leg furthest away from you to get in there.
Interesting. Well, and where am I in relation to the chips?
So your chest is at the, in front of the table. The chips are in front of you, and he's kind of drug you away from where you were, where all your chips were just taken, kind of like around the table closer to him. So your left arm is kind of free, your right arm is pinned to your body, and the chips are just kind of haphazardly scattered going towards his pile, if that makes sense.
Okay, well, I'll just, as he pulls me over, I will sort of theatrically fall over and knock all the chips onto the ground.
Okay. Is that performance or sleight of hand?
We'll call it, doesn't really matter because I'd say modifier. We'll call it, performance.
That makes sense to me.
14.
Okay, so you get about 5 chips off the table, and they kind of clink around. A couple are underfoot, one rolls completely under the table, and one rolls under his chair. So you've got like 3 kind of right below you, one under his chair, and one that's rolled towards the other gentleman at the table, which you don't think you can reach that one.
Okay, I'm gonna extricate myself from his grasp and be like, "Hey, buddy, you dropped some chips on the ground," and work my way over to the other side of him.
So he looks down and he just kind of goes, "Oh," and he's kind of like waddling himself forward to try and grab the 3 that are closest to where you were.
I wanna work my way around the other side of him and try to snatch his wallet under the guise of helping him pick up the chips.
So real quick, I'm gonna do a perception check with for the guy across the table that's like kind of seeing all this stuff go down, and he's starting to get a little bit more suspicious, especially since he saw you palm the things before. That's a 15, so he doesn't suspect anything necessarily, but he is watching you. He is watching you pretty closely. So now you're on the other side. You can go for a sleight of hand. You can do as you please.
15 plus 5 modifier. It's a coin flip. Well, let's give it a shot. 14.
And he kind of sees you reach over, and he just kind of does like a sharp whistle, and your attention snaps up, and he just kind of just shakes his head, and then he grabs a couple chips from the table from the drunk guy, and he gets up and he taps them into your chest, and he says, "I think it's time for you to get out of here."
Jimmy is shocked that he would be accused of any untoward behavior. He pats the drunk guy in the back. He grabs a couple of the chips off the ground, puts them back into his hand, and says, "Hey, buddy, great job. You took it down tonight. Have a great night."
Oh, yeah, I did. And as you walk by, Pierre-Luc is just laughing. He's kind of he's just watched all of this, and he just as you walk by, he's like, "Fuck it, degenerates," and he slides 50 po yen on the counter towards you, and he like waves for the chips that he just saw the guy put in your chest.
I toss him the chips.
And with that, I will say it's probably time for you all to hit the hay for the next day.
Let's hit the hay for the next day.
Jude has already been in bed like 30 minutes ago.
Mortimer fell asleep in his chair in front of the broken down.
Jimmy, you have to drag a bizarrely speaking to himself Mortimer out of a corner of a slot machine that barely works.